recognize in the Speaker's gallery the Minister, the Executive Committee Member for Health Services, Madam Joyce Mutua. Also, I need to recognize Dr. Avi Bithi, the Chief Officer, Health, Human Resource and Administration. Honorable members, as I proceed, as I call upon the members to the Assembly, as a sign of respect, just bow and sit. Catherine Chense, the Community Health Officer. Magdalene Mutiani, Chairperson. Scholastica Suva, Vice Chair. Rose Mutua, Treasurer. Gershon Kamumo, CHP's Whip. Nicodemus Mutunga, Secretary. Honorable members, for the information to the visitors, the Constitution of Kenya establishes 47 county governments, each comprising of the county executive and the county assembly. The county executive committee is comprised of the governor, the deputy governor, the county executive committee members, and its function include implementation of laws passed by the county assembly, implementation within the county, national laws to the extent that the laws do require, coordinate the roles of the county administration and its departments. Honorable members, the Constitution of Kenya and the County Government Act further provides for the composition and the roles of the county assembly. The county assembly comprises of the elected members, the nominated members, the speaker who presides over the county assembly business. Honorable members, the role of the county assembly is to make laws, to represent the people, to oversee projects and activities done by the county executive. Honorable members, on behalf of the county assembly, I wish the visitors a fruitful learning visit. However, I'm the member for Mtituandei, because I will not have an opportunity to speak. So I wish to invite some few members to make some remarks, then we proceed. Thank you. Honorable Bilo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity. I take the time, sir, to welcome community health promoters from your ward. I also take the time to welcome our health ECM, Madam Joyce, accompanied with the other officers from our office. And as I take the time to welcome them, I want to tell them that they have come to benchmark in the best place. This is the place to benchmark. We take the time to welcome them and tell them that we are honored to have them today when our speaker today is your MCA. I also want to tell them that they have come to benchmark where their MCA is a leader, he is knowledgeable. And
Department 2 for taking this initiative, board initiative, facilitating this event. But also, Mr. Speaker, allow me to say 1, 2, 3 things on matters of health. Mtituandei, like Emali and Malili, are along Mombasa Road. There is this serious danger of the outbreak and the spread of the monkeypox, Honorable Speaker. Maybe you are not aware, but surprisingly, Makueni is the 4th in the spread of the mpox, with 29 already tested persons, with 80% of that population from Emali Malala ward. It is the high time we should collectively, as a government, take measures to ensure that at least we bring this anti-focus to our people so that at least we can lower the distribution of this deadly disease. You know, mpox is a viral disease. You can only manage, have not heard about its cure. So it is threatening the lives of people, especially those who are on border business, because it is through contact. Therefore, I wish to take this moment, Honorable Speaker, maybe to bring to attention of the House that we are endangered as a county and that we might be forced, maybe through the emergency kit, to take measures to ensure that we do thorough advocacy to our people to avoid further spread. Maybe when during statement time, we might allot some time so that at least we can deliberate on this very important matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Brian Saka. MCA for Masongalen Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm a member for Mutitwande, where the community health promoters happen to come from. I wish to welcome and celebrate the leadership of the Department of Health, led by the good lady, ECM Madam Joyce, and the good doctor, Dr. Riavi, and the other team. And my neighbors, friends, and peers from Mutitwande, the community health promoters. Mr. Speaker, I start by congratulating the big team from Mutitwande in the name of community health promoters, because I happen to understand that they organized themselves to come all the way from Mutitwande to this place, Mr. Speaker. That exhibits proper organization and puts them as a proper unit, actually to benchmark with them, not even them coming to the assembly to benchmark with us. We are supposed to benchmark with them on their organization and unity, Mr. Speaker. It's a good thing that should be applauded, because from where we come from, we lack these units. But we have seen the organization of the community health promoters, Mr. Speaker, and I say so because I also have these members of who help a lot in the health department, Mr. Speaker, and I happen to be a direct beneficiary of the community health promoters, Mr. Speaker. Someday, I was taken ill while at home, Mr. Speaker, and I reached out to the services of the nearest community health promoter to my home, Mr. Speaker, and I must attest that I was greatly helped by that good lady in the village. Mr. Speaker, the community health promoters are people who are drawn from the villages, Mr. Speaker. And by virtue of having close interaction with our people at the villages, Mr. Speaker, this earns them a lot of trust, Mr. Speaker, which helps them to channel the services of the government at the mashinani, Mr. Speaker. This week, Mr. Speaker, we shall have public participation by the County Assembly of Makueni on the Makueni Universal Health Care Program, popularly known as Mutula Care, in our 30 wards across the county, Mr. Speaker. And we shall rely heavily, and I ask the government if they can rely on the unit of the community health promoters to ensure that this program is mainstreamed in the villages and in the wards and across the county, Mr. Speaker, because this is a unit that has been in existence for some years, helping in the health department, Mr. Speaker. And as I conclude, Mr. Speaker, I understand that the community health promoters receive some small stipend, Mr. Speaker. And if you look at the gharama ya maisha, Mr. Speaker, I quote, and then my quote, which has been brought by the unfair regime, Mr. Speaker, a community health promoter, after serving the government with all commitment, I don't think at this time, Mr. Speaker, they are supposed to earn meager around 2,500 shillings, Mr. Speaker. And it should never be a stipend, Mr. Speaker. It is time that the government considers actually putting the community health promoters on payroll so that they may be receiving payment at the end of every month, and which, Mr. Speaker, I ask the government if the government may deliberately decide to shake its coffers, and I quote, end of quote, so that when the government shakes, or I quote, when the government dingidas, Mr. Speaker, end of quote, our people, Mr. Speaker, will be able to benefit from the kekabo which has been shaken or which has been thinking that, and they will have more money, Mr. Speaker. I wish to end there, Mr. Speaker, and send my greetings to my good people back at Masongaleni. I have a Mr. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed. The same speaker is still.
Yes.
The speaker never changes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm privileged to have the honor of getting the opportunity to have a switch of the speakers. So, Mr. Speaker, I was making my remarks and I had almost concluded, and I wanted to, Mr. Speaker, I'm getting distraction from a member across the other side who is very fascinated by the word, and I quote, Dingida, Mr. Speaker. I happen to be a patron of a movement, Mr. Speaker, back at home, known as Dingida movement, Mr. Speaker. If Mr. Speaker, you could allow me your attention on this. If Mr. Speaker, you could allow me your attention on this, it's very important because this movement will help you a lot in future, Mr. Speaker. I happen to be a proponent of a movement, and I quote, called Thingida Movement, Mr. Speaker. And as it is known, Mr. Speaker, in Kenya, we only have two movements, Mr. Speaker. One greatest movement, Mr. Speaker, is ODM, which is Orange Democratic Movement. The second largest movement, Mr. Speaker, in Kenya, which is spreading very fast, Mr. Speaker, is the Thingida Movement. And we have agreed with Honorable Elizabeth Mudike that the current regime must shake. It is not optional. It must shake, or it must Thingida, so that our only son, Kambani, and the hope for Kenya, His Excellency, Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, can have an opportunity to fit in that space, Mr. Speaker. So there is no option. The current regime must shake so that our son must fit. That is the principle of Thingida movement, is making sure that we displace others for us to fit in that space, Mr. Speaker. I wish to send salams. I have neighbors across there from the community health promoters, Mr. Speaker. I have Mr. Motuko Lenga, who is there. If I don't mention, I know they will call me back at home. I have Mr. Maleve, and I have many others who are there. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, two more members that requested, that is a member for Mzambani Vingoni Ward and Honorable Elizabeth Mutindi. Not Mutindi, Honorable Elizabeth Muthiki. That is what has been handed over to me before I give an opportunity to member for Mtitwande.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to again, as our colleagues have said, welcome the community health promoters from Mtitwande Ward. And first of all, Mr. Speaker, congratulate the area MCA, Honorable Francis Molwa, who is our Deputy Speaker, for recognizing the work that is done by that team. But before then, Mr. Speaker, would allow me to welcome the minister, that is the ECM, Department of Health Services, and the CEO, Madam Joyce, the ECM, and Dr. Avi, the CEO, who are the gallery right now, Mr. Speaker. And that is a true reflection, Mr. Speaker, of a true general who walks with his foot soldiers in the valleys and the mountains to ensure that the work is done. So thank you very much on behalf of the government. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, is to the community health promoters that are in the gallery. I want to believe, Mr. Speaker, this is going to be a very historical day for them, learning on how these parliamentary systems or procedures are done. And again, also, Mr. Speaker, interacting with their bosses who are stationed at HQ and presenting their grievances on behalf of the community. Mr. Speaker, I would wish to say that the health community promoters, Mr. Speaker, which connects communities with health services, Mr. Speaker, by providing preventive education, Mr. Speaker, for the early detections and referrals to our hospitals, providing support to maternal and child services, and further, Mr. Speaker, collecting data that helps the department to grow. Those are very important people in our community, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, as my colleague has said, they double up as our staff because the information that they get is utilized by the department to ensure that everything runs very well. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I would wish to congratulate them, to encourage them, and Mr. Speaker, to also note that the Department of Health, led by Madam Joyce, is the biggest department in Makueni, having the highest budget, having the highest number of staffs, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, every little support that is needed by that department from this House should be provided without any delay. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for Honorable Mulwa for recognizing the work of that team and ensuring that they are here. As you can remember, Mr. Speaker, I was the pioneer. My people were here. And I also want to urge the rest of my elected members to ensure that the other community health promoters, wherever they are, Mr. Speaker, they also get an opportunity to come to this House. Thank you.
Honorable Elizabeth Muli.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also want to join my colleagues to welcome the CHPs from Mutituande Ward and also the ECM and the CEO who are present today with us in the Speaker's Gallery. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the community health promoters for finding time to be with us today and also recognize the effort of the area MCA, the Honorable Francis Mulwa, for making effort also to ensure that they are in this House. Honorable Speaker, we want to thank the CHPs for what they have been doing in especially improving the primary health care of this county because they are the first line of interaction with our patients, and especially where we have cases of emergency, they have helped a lot in this county. So, Honorable Speaker, we want to appreciate. And as a member of the Committee on Health, Honorable Speaker, one thing that we made sure is factored in this budget is ensuring that as much as we know the stipend might be small, we captured the whole amount in the budget so that the stipend is not going to be delaying as it used to be the years before. So going forward, we are not having delays in their stipend as community health promoters. So, Honorable Speaker, we want to thank them. And on behalf of the Wiper Democratic Movement Party, which has nominated me to this House, I want to thank you for electing the member for Mutituande on the Wiper Democratic Movement Party. And we also pray that you continue supporting him. And in 2027, we pray that you're going to support him back to this county assembly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Thanke Ward. Honorable Eric Katumo. A member of the Speaker's panel. I know you wanted me to mention that.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to also join hands with my colleagues on welcoming this team from Mutituande, and special recognition to Waziri and CEO for accompanying their team. Honorable Speaker, I wish to recognize the work the CHPs do, Honorable Speaker. They do door-to-door on a daily basis, making sure that the health system in Makueni is moving. Honorable Speaker, we support this team very well. And supporting this team, Honorable Speaker, is not with the stipends, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, if we can agree as an assembly, we have another 4th line. Kimpango Kutingida. In courts. I want to get attention of Mheshimiwa Brian, so that we can be, in terms, we can do either credit, Honorable Speaker, or something like a transport for them. Honorable Speaker, you find that these guys come from very far, and they make sure that the pregnant mothers, the small kids, they sort them, Honorable Speaker. Bearing in mind that we know where our main institutions are, the medical institutions, and where these guys come from. For example, Honorable Speaker, this team from Mutituandei and also Masongaleni, because, and I think Makindu, the largest wards, you find that, Honorable Speaker, they spend so much to attend to our people. So as an assembly, if we can agree, come the next budget, we do something on behalf of them, Honorable Speaker. I wish them all the best as they learn what we do in this assembly. And also wish to thank them for electing the Deputy Speaker, that is Honorable Molwa, to this assembly for the 2nd time. And also I know he wants another term. So make sure that when you go home, campaign for him. He's a good guy. Thank you.
Member for Mtituandei Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I had even meant my just brief remark, but because the roles have now changed, I'm now the member for Mtituandei Ward. So I also wish to appreciate and thank the community health promoters from Mtituandei. And I'm happy today, what we thought when we were doing politics now being actualized here, because the county assembly is here, and the executive committee member, the CEO and the CHPs are also in our gallery. I need to thank you so much for that cohesiveness in service delivery. Once more, I need to recognize the efforts which are being done by our community health promoters. As members have alluded, they are the primary contact persons with our sick people, and those efforts need to be recognized further. As members have said, and as a county assembly, and because the CEC is here, we need to rethink how better we can enumerate these members so that we can have them work in a very conducive environment. Propose a budget will help you, and I believe some of these members will support. And as we agreed with them when we were talking sometimes in the morning, we agreed the issues which are being faced, the CHPs from Mtituandei, are being faced across all the wards in Makueni. So we think the issues which will be raised today to the CEC and the CEO will be replicated in no other wards in Makueni. So members, I'm also happy because you have also appreciated the team from Mtituandei and the leadership. I have not played a big role, honestly, to facilitate them to come here, but they have organized themselves through their leadership and they have brought them here, and we wish them all the best as they travel back to Mtituandei. We'll support you with the honorable members here, and may God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well, honorable members, that brings us to the end of acknowledgement and welcoming the visitors at the Speaker's Gallery, including the County Executive Committee member for Health and the Chief Officer. You have really, for the CHPs, mmesaidia sana waziri wenu, kwa sababu angekuwa nanyi, angekubaliwa kukaa hapa. Aliketi hapo siku ya uchaguzi tu na alikuwa amealikwa kama mwananchi wa Makueni. Na alipokuwa waziri, viti vyake viko kwa kamati za Bunge kule chini. Na anaweza kuketi mlipokaa sasa, iwapo tu atakuwa na ruhusa kuwa mgeni wa spika. Na kwa sababu yeye si mgeni, leo amefurahi, mmempeleka kuketi pahali yeye hawezi kuketi. We go to the next order. There's the chairperson committee on health. Honorable, we go to the next order. There's the chairperson committee on health. Honorable Jackson Balu, very brief remarks.
The rubber touches the road. Mr. Speaker, most of them work at night without any stipend, and they are even using their money to make calls. And Mr. Speaker, I must appreciate the role they are playing and really recommend that the executive committee member who is here to work out a budget which can be able to take care of them. because they have been calling use their money. At night, they use motorbikes and they use their money. I've proved it from my people. Mr. Speaker, they even give money to people who are supposed to go for delivery elsewhere. And I've witnessed it, and that's why I'm saying I would really support any move to add something because they have been using their money. Mr. Speaker, I am here to support them and will be supporting any approval which the cabinet can bring. And I would really say I wouldn't mind even them being given 3,000 on top of that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
There being no messages, proceed to the next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
There will be petitions. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Chairperson, Committee on Appointments, to lay a paper.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly. The report of a committee on appointments on approval hearing for appointments to the positions of chairperson and members of the Makueni County Public Service Board. I lay.
Honorable members, clerk, you circulate that paper for members' information and perusal. Next paper is Chairperson, Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly, the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning for the period January to June 2025. I lay.
Next order. Order, clerk, before honorable members will proceed to the next order, which is notices of motion. I will make that communication after this. Proceed, clerk.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Committee on Appointments.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion that this Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Appointments on the approval hearing for appointment to the position of chairperson and members of the Makueni County Public Service Board laid on the table of the Assembly on 18th November 2025. Thank you.
Chairperson, Committee on Finance, to give a notice of motion.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion that this Assembly adopt the report, the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 18th November 2025. Thank you.
Honorable members, in the interest of timelines, we have a supplementary order paper that is for purposes of considering the report of the Committee on Appointments on approval of hearing for the appointment of the positions of chairperson as members of the County Public Service Board. And therefore, I will direct that we will deal with the two order papers interchangeably with the respective orders therein. Next order, on the supplementary order paper. I presume the supplementary order paper has been circulated, clerk? Its members, that supplementary order paper has been circulated.
The supplementary order paper for today, Tuesday, November 18th, 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Order number 33, procedural motion, waiving of notice period.
Leader of the majority party.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Before I go through this procedural motion, let me welcome the CHVs from Mutitwandei, the ECM the ECM Health, and the CEO for being with us and being good people to the people of Makueni and doing what is right to the people and to God. Thank you so much. Honorable Speaker, I move the following procedural motion that notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order 65B, this Assembly resolves to waive the notice period on the motion for the adoption of the report of the Committee on Appointments on the approval hearing for the appointment to the positions of chairperson and members of the Makueni County Public Service Board, appearing on the order paper under order number 9. Honorable Speaker, this one is informed by the fact that the timelines are elapsing, and over and above that, we also know that next week we shall be attending the CASA Games, and Honorable Speaker, we also know that we need to have a board in place as soon as possible. So, Honorable Speaker, I urge members to support this motion. Thank you. I call upon Honorable Mbalu. Sorry. I call upon Honorable, I'm confused. No, I call upon the Honorable Deputy Speaker to second the motion.
It's by the leader of the minority party.
Honorable Speaker, the reason why the Honorable Deputy Speaker is seconding the motion is because he's a member of the House Business Committee. This procedural motion actually is from the House Business Committee. That's why you saw me a little bit confused, because the leader of minority is not present. Yes. Yeah, so I had to find somebody from the House Business Committee. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You are in order. Honorable members, I now propose the question that notwithstanding provision of Standing Order number 60, paragraph 5B, this Assembly resolves to waive the notice period on the motion for the adoption of the report of the Committee on Appointments, the approval hearings for the appointments to the positions of chairperson and members of Makueni County Public Service Board, appearing in the order paper under order number 9. The floor is open for debate. There being no member willing to contribute, I call upon the mover of the motion to second.
Thank you, members. I hope we shall support this. Thank you.
What is it? I now put the question for vote that notwithstanding provisions of Standing Order number 60, paragraph 5B, this Assembly resolves to waive the notice period on the motion for the adoption of the report of the Committee on Appointments, the approval hearings for the appointments of the positions of chairperson and members of Makueni County Public Service Board, appearing on the order paper under order number 34. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order. Now, to allow members to peruse the report that has been shared with them, honorable members, for the convenience of the House, under motions, we have how many motions? We have 32 motions. However, it is my considered opinion that to grant members opportunity to peruse the report of the Public Appointments Committee, we first consider order number 14, which is about Makueni County Empowerment Fund guidelines. Clerk, proceed. Next order. Which committee? That's okay. Proceed, clerk.
Order number
For your indulgence, we wish to withdraw the motion as a committee so that, because we went through the review and the regulations are...
Next order. The report. We go to the... Next order. So, just a minute. Meaning that the paper has not been circulated, the report. Can we release the other copy, even if it is in soft form? Because by the time we're finishing this, next order. What is your point of order?
My point of order goes to the Committee on Environment, Mr. Speaker. There is a statement I brought in the House about women memos in my area, Cascale. And I have never heard of any response. It is now taking almost 2 months, 2 to 3 months. Thank you.
I think the honorable member for Cascale, may you first approach the table office to find out. Perhaps that report might have been laid in your absence. So can you find out the facts, whether the report is still at the committee stage or was laid and presented? And then we have a discussion. Is that in order? Next order. I remember there's one of your questions. You were away twice and the papers were laid for your information. So just find out first. Clerk, next order.
Order number 8, motion. The report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the Makueni County Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the year ended 30th June 2023 and 30th June 2024.
Mover of the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the following motion that this Assembly adopts the report of the County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General Makueni County Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the years ended 30 June 2023 and 30 June 2024, laid on the table of the Assembly on the 20th August 2025. Honorable Speaker, both of these years, this client for the 2 years had qualified opinion. On the first year, ending 30 June 2023, the basis for this opinion was accuracy of long-term receivables from exchange transactions, whereby the committee found out that the management did not provide individual loan ledger accounts to support the long-term receivables during the time of audit verification, but were available to the committee at the time of derogation. This was contrary to Section 62(1) of the Public Audit Act 2025, which provides that a person shall not, without justification, fail to provide information within reasonable time that is required under the Act. Honorable Speaker, on the same, the committee recommends that the head of county treasury should compel the fund administrator to provide all the required documents during the time of audit, failure to which disciplinary action should be taken as stipulated in the law. The other paragraph was on unsupported trade and other payables from exchange transactions, whereby the committee found out that trade and other payables, a balance of 869,074 shillings was accrued expenses of the management fee for the months of May 2023 and June 2023. Supporting schedules and reconciliation of the trade and other payables of the period under review arose due to the delay of the bank by the bank to provide invoices to the fund administrator in time. And the committee recommends that such documents such information must be filed to the auditor during the time of audit. The other paragraph of the Speaker was about inaccuracy in the use of goods and services, and the committee found out that the state car loan and mortgage fund regulations provide that whole legal documentation and transfer of funds shall be supervised by the financial institution contracted by the county entity. And there were differences which arose due to the delays by the contracted bank, which is Family Bank, to update client loan accounts. And the committee recommends that the head of county treasury should compel the fund administrator to comply with the Regulation 22(3)(b) of the PFM Act by keeping proper record of loans by clients. And also, the head of treasury should report to the committee the action taken on the bank for failure to update client loan accounts within 30 days after adoption of this report. Honorable Speaker, on emphasis of matter, we had an issue to do with budgetary control and performance, whereby the committee found out there was an underfunding of the fund by 21,391,470, and most applications were not processed. Thus, there was no adequate budgetary control as stipulated in law. The committee recommends that the end of county treasury should comply with this provision on budgetary control by dispersing all the monies appropriated to the fund in time and as is passed in the budget. Honorable Speaker, on lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources, we had a paragraph on presentation and disclosure of financial statements, whereby the committee found out that the standard template given by Public Service Accountants Board could not fit different funds without new modifications, since each fund has a unique aspect. The fund manager should therefore present the use of goods and expenses by highlighting what was paid and what was accrued for easy understanding. The matter was resolved in interrogation with the auditor. And of course, the committee recommends that the template provided for auditing must be the one that is provided by the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board. On irregular disbursement of loans, we had an issue to do with enforcement of loans above the offer price, and the committee recommends that the fund administrator should always approve loans based on the requirements of application of mortgage provided under the Act. We had an issue with irregular use of top-up loans, and the committee found out that the fund approved mortgage loan of 5 million on 3rd June 2020 for a member of staff based on the bill of quantity presented then. A further 2.7 million on 27th July 2020 as requested, and whose reason for the top-up was variation of the bill of quantities arising from the inflation of material for building. The top-up loan was therefore regular. Regulation 22(3)(b) of the PFM Act provides that all legal documentation and transfer of funds shall be supervised by the financial institution and contracted by the county entity. the fund administrator through the financial institution did not provide proof of funds transfer to the landowner. Stamp duty payment and land transfer forms were all not provided for audit review. The committee recommends that the head of county treasurer should compel the fund manager to provide to this assembly the updated documents of the approved loan to the applicant within 30 days after adoption of this report. And that is all for this, for the year ending 30th June 2023. On the year ending 30th June 2024, Honorable Speaker, as I had stated earlier, it is also a qualified opinion. The first basis is a report on non-compliance. On the issue of non-compliance, it's an issue on irregular payment of an administration fee, whereby the committee found out that the fund administrator incurred administration expenses of 5.7 million on the professional costs, bank charges, catering, printing expenses against an approved budget of 39.8 million, translated to 14%, and which exceeded the 3%, or the 1,196,212 as provided for in the regulations. The committee recommends that the head of county treasury should compel the fund manager to comply with the regulations by coming the administration costs at a maximum of 3% of the approved budget for the fund. Honorable Speaker, on general observations, for the 2 years, the fund did not provide loan ledger accounts to support the long-term receivables during the time of audit verification, but were availed to the committee during audit on the inaccuracies in the use of goods and services. The law stipulates that all legal documents and transfer of funds shall be supervised by the financial institution contracted by the county entity. We did observe that there were delays by the contracted bank, that is Family Bank, to update client loan accounts, and the fund manager did not provide any action taken at the time to address the matter. There were also an underfunding of the fund by 21,391,470, and most applications were not processed, thus there was no adequate budgetary control as stipulated for in the regulations. Regulation 22(3)B of the PFM Act, Makuene County State and Public Officers Car Loan and Mortgage Fund, which provides that all legal documentation and transfer of funds shall be supervised by the financial institution contracted by the county entity. The fund administration through the financial institution did not provide proof of funds transfer to land ownership, stamp duty payment, and land transfer forms as provided for during the audit. The fund administrator also incurred administration expenses of 5.7 million on professional costs, bank charges, catering, and printing expenses against an approved budget of 39,873,719, translated to 14%, and which exceeded the 3%, which is required for administration costs of the fund. And then the other thing is that there were delays in reporting the progress of implementation of the Public Accounts Committee recommendations on the Auditor General, contrary to Section 53(1) of the Public Audit Act of 2015. And with that, Honorable Speaker, we make the following recommendations. At the end of county treasury should institute disciplinary action to the officer who failed to provide the individual loan ledger accounts to support the long-term receivables during the time of audit verification. Because, Honorable Speaker, there is no point when the auditor is on site, there are no documents, and when they appear for audit verification, or they appear before the committee, the documents are in place. So that officer should be disciplined. The fund administrator should ensure compliance with Section 22(3)(b) of the Public Finance Management, that is Makueni County State and Public Officers Car Loan and Mortgage Fund, Regulation 2017, by keeping proper and updated records on the client's loans. Number 3, the end of county treasury should comply with Regulation 42 of the Public Finance Management Act on the budgetary control measures by dispersing all the monies appropriated to the fund in the budget. And this is something that is cross-cutting many other entities of the county, where we are having cases of county entities being budgeting for this amount, and then at the end of the day, they get less. It's quite a worrying trend. Honorable Speaker, and number 4, the end of county treasury should institute disciplinary measures to the officer who failed to provide documents to the auditors during audit verification, pursuant to Section 62(1) of the Public Act 2015, which provides that a person shall not, without justification, fail to provide information within reasonable time that is required under the Act. The end of the county treasury, that's another recommendation, should compel the fund manager to comply with Regulation 197(1)(d) of the Public Finance Management Act 2025, Regulations 2025, cabby the administration costs at a maximum of 3% of the approved budget of the fund. And this is not something that the committee expects. Again, if the law restricts a certain amount of percentage to be spent, it should be adhered to strictly. And lastly, the head of county treasury should report the implementation of the recommendations contained in this report within the timelines provided, where not expressly given, within 3 months after adoption of this report. Honorable Speaker, the committee recommends that any outstanding implementation issue from this fund and any of the recommendations that has been given in this report, a report of the implementation of the same should be submitted within 90 days or 3 months. And Honorable Speaker, that is all for the 2 years. I will ask the Vice Chair, Honorable Kaleli, to second. Thank you.
All honorable members, I now propose the question that this assembly adopt the report of the Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General Makueni County Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the year ended 30th of June 2023 and 30th June 2024, laid on the table of the Assembly on 20th of August 2025. The floor is open. Member for Kakwaya.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand to support the motion. Honorable Speaker, I've heard very clearly from the Chair, Park, on the recommendations, which are very good, Honorable Speaker, because we have been told that the 3% administration cost was surpassed, and they have made a recommendation on that. The administrator the fund manager or administrator to make sure that he adheres to 3%. I've also noted that some ledger accounts were not provided by some officers. We have been told also some documents were not provided by the officers. The recommendation is good, Honorable Speaker, but we have had this recommendation in every report. But when are they being acted? Are we being told that because there is disciplinary actions to be taken by Head of Treasury. We have not received a report here telling us in this such a report, which was handled in this assembly, recommendation number 20 was actioned, and the following officers were disciplined. Because we just leave it at that point, the next report will come up with very good recommendations, disciplinary actions to be taken, and then we will not be told at the end of the day. So at the end of 5 years, we have good recommendation, which have not been actioned. Honorable Speaker, I think it's high time the chair, when he's responding, to tell us what has been actioned and what has not been actioned on his recommendation, because I know my chair is able, my chair works very well. He gives a lot of time to make sure that all PAC reports are in this assembly, in the right format, in the right observations, finding, and recommendations. Honorable Speaker, I now, I just want the recommendation to be actioned upon. He can tell us how many have been actioned, or it's just a story. He tells us here, we feel good, he's a good chair, but when it comes to action plan, it's zero, Honorable Speaker. And I know you will respond very well. Thank you.
No other member? Mover of the motion?
I believe that members are just waiting for a big yes. Just to respond on the matter that the member for Kako has raised, Honorable Speaker, we have had many discussions in this House about how we should progress on recommendations meant from this House, how they should be followed up. Apparently, the standing orders in this House do recognize a committee by the name Implementation Committee that should run with some of these recommendations. But Honorable Speaker, I am of the view that we, as a committee, we try as much as possible to follow on our recommendations. Like we are awaiting an opportunity whereby we will take the accounting officer into account on one recommendation that we made in the county executive report last year. There was the issue of the insurance, and we made 2 or 3 recommendations. And from where I sit, I can see one that was not, 1 or 2 that were not implemented. We are waiting at an opportune time, probably when she appears before the committee next, to tell us why we should proceed doing other recommendations or doing under derogations when we clearly know that there is a certain recommendation that was not adhered to. So even without mentioning the committee on implementation, this committee takes up the matter, and I can promise a member for Kako, when we meet next, we may even have him come in as a friend of the committee and see how that matter will be settled, will be handled. Because as he has said, there is absolutely no point for us to continue making recommendations that are never adhered to. When we say a member of staff who was responsible for that anomaly should be disciplined, we should be able to demonstrate before the House that on this matter, this member was suspended for 1 week, was demoted, ABCD, and something like that. And it is true. There has been very little action on recommendations that directly cast aspirations on the members of staff on the side of the executive. But I want to give a commitment that this is a matter that we will follow. As a committee, we are also pained by the same, because it will be, there's a gentleman who was a friend of the former governor. His name was Muno Amana. And this committee will not want to be a friend of Muno Amana. But we must see action. So we will take action about that. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now put the question that this assembly adopt the report of County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General Makueni County Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the years ended 30th of June 2023 and 30th of June 2024, laid on the table of the Assembly on 20th of August year 2025. Will as many as of their opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now, Honorable Chairperson, there are issues that have been raised by a member for Kakwaya. You are doing a lot of good recommendations. But some of the recommendations, and I've had one, you are recommending to the head of county treasury to take actions. But it is not indicated where, within what period the head of county treasury should report the progress of that implementation to this house. And therefore, you have lost that recommendation. To communicate back to the assembly the state of implementation. Then two, it is the responsibility of the committee to follow up on implementation of its recommendations in the first phase, so that then the implementation may follow. So you have a duty and a responsibility to check on your reports that you've approved and check the compliance of all the recommendations and even compile a report and give us that report in the house. So you are very good in interrogations and making recommendations. May you be also good in filing a report on the finding, on the recommendation, and the status of implementation of those recommendations, so that your files are closed. Yes, fair enough. Next order.
Order number 34, motion. The report of the Committee on Appointments on the approval hearings for appointment to the position of chairperson and members of the County Public Service Board.
Mover of the motion.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the following motion. That this Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Appointments on the approval hearing for appointment to the positions of chairperson and members of the Makueni County Public Service Board laid on the table of the Assembly on 18th November 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to the Article 235 of the Constitution 2010, as read together with the section of 58 of the County Government Act 2012, His Excellency the Governor His Excellency the Governor Mutula Kilonzo Jr., CBS, via letter dated 7th October 2025, forwarded to the Speaker of the County Assembly the nomination of the chairperson, Mr. Benjamin Kyoko Kasamba, and members, Miss Diana Mwendwa, Dr. Mary Musyoka, Mr. Sylvester Ngei Kiini, and Mr. Vincent Ndivo Mweya, nominees for the appointment of the Makueni County Public Service Board for vetting and approval by the County Assembly. Honorable Speaker, on 13th October 2025, through the message, informed the House of the nomination of the above-named persons to His Excellency the Governor and directed that the names of the nominees be forwarded to the Appointments Committee for consideration in accordance to the Act Clause 235 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 as read together with Section 58 and the County Government Act 2012 and the provisions of the Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act 2017. The Assembly put out an advert to notify the candidates and the public of the vetting exercise and to invite submissions from the members of the public in support or against the nominee, Appendix 1 that's attached. By the time of vetting the nominees, the committee had received only one memorandum in support of Mr. Ndivo. The committee also, through letter from clerk's office, invited the nominees to attend the vetting exercise on the date, time, and venue specified in this invitation letter, Appendix 12. The nominees appeared before the committee on appointments on Tuesday, 4th November 2025, and were vetted in accordance with the provision of Article 235 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, as read together with Section 58 of the County Government Act provisions, Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act 2017 and their suitability for appointment to the positions of chairperson and member, Makueni County Public Service Board. Mr. Speaker, sir, a person shall be qualified to be appointed as a member of, let me start with the County Public Service Board. Mr. Speaker, sir, a chairperson nominated and appointed by the county governor by the approval of the County Assembly, not less than 3 but not more than 5 members nominated and appointed by the governor with the approval of the County Assembly. C, a certified public secretary with a good professional standing nominated and appointed by the governor with the approval of the County Assembly, who shall be the secretary of the board. A person shall be qualified to be appointed as a member of the persons. 1, A, certifies the provision of the Chapter 6 of the Constitution. B, is not a state public officer. C, in the case of chairperson and vice chairperson, possess a minimum qualification of bachelor's degree from a recognized university and working experience of no less than 10 years. D, in the case of any other members, possesses a minimum of a bachelor's degree from a recognized university and working experience of not less than 5 years. 2, is a professional, demonstrates absence of breach of the relevant professional code and conduct. The board shall elect a vice chair from amongst its members. The chairperson and the vice chairperson shall be of the opposite gender. The vetting criteria. Mr. Speaker, sir, in consideration of the above nomination, the committee looked at the following issues stipulated in the Section 8 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017. A, the procedure used to arrive at the nominee, including the criteria for the shortlisting of the nominees. B, any constitution or statutory requirements related to the office in question. C, the suitability of the nominee for the appointment of proposed, having to regard whether the nominee's credentials, abilities, experience, and qualities meet the needs of the body to which the nomination is being made. And D, compliance with the Article 10, 232 and Chapter 6 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. The procedure used to arrive at the chairperson's members to the Makueni County Public Service Board. Mr. Speaker, sir, the selection panel approved by the County Assembly and appointed by His Excellency the Governor on 8th September 2025 placed an advert on 9th September 2025 seeking qualified person to fill the positions of chairperson and members County Public Service Board. The panel received a total of 144 applicants, 14 applicants for the chairperson position, and 127 for members via a meeting held on September 24, 2025. The panel verified the long list and shortlisted 7 candidates for chairperson and that 4 members invited for interviews. The interviews for the members of the County Public Service Board were conducted between September 29th and October 2nd, 2025, while those for the chairpersons were conducted on October 3rd, 2025. The selection panel recommended 3 highest scoring chairperson candidates' names to His Excellency the Governor for nomination and onward forwarding to the County Assembly for nomination. The selection panel recommended the names of 2 members candidates from each sub-county to the Governor for nomination and onward forwarding to the County Assembly for consideration. Mr. Speaker, sir, in accordance with the provision of Article 235 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, the Section 58 of the County Governments Act 2012, His Excellency the Governor Mutula Kilonzo Jr., CBS, via a letter 7th October 2025, forwarded to the Speaker of the County Assembly the nominees for the appointment of Makueni County Public Service Board. The chairperson, Mr. Benjamin Kioko, and members, Ms. Diana Mwendwa, Dr. Mary Musyoka, Mr. Sylvester Ngei Kiini, and Mr. Vincent Ndivo Muia for vetting and approval together with the details referenced in Section 8 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Act 2017. Attached is at the appendix. Mr. Speaker, sir, the communication of the message by the Honorable Speaker on 13th October 2025 through a message informed the House of the nomination of the above named persons by the Governor and directed that the names of the nominees forwarded to the Appointments Committee for consideration. Mr. Speaker, Section 6.3 of the Public Appointment County Government Act 217 provides that the clerk shall notify the candidates of the time, place, and the holdings of approval hearing. The clerk via an email dated 27 October 2025 wrote to the nominees notifying them of the date and time, venue for the approval hearing. Mr. Speaker, Section 7, 4, and 9 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Act 2017 provides that the clerk shall notify the public of the time and place for holding of an approval hearing at least 7 days prior to the hearing. 7, any person may, prior to the approval hearing, by a written statement on oath, provide the clerk with evidence contesting suitability of a candidate to hold the office to which the candidate has been nominated. Mr. Speaker, sir, the clerk of the County Assembly placed an advertisement. I'll jump there and go to the constitutional requirement. Mr. Speaker, sir, in conducting the vetting process, the Committee on Approval examined the nominees against the following criteria, amongst others, as set into that 5 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 58 of the County Assemblies, County Governments Act 2012, and Public Appointments County Assembly Approval 2017. A, academic qualifications. B, employment record. C, 3, professional qualification. 4, potential conflict of interest. 5, knowledge of the relevant subject. 6, overall suitability of the person. 8, integrity. And 9, vision and leadership. Upon close examination of the nominee as well as the credentials and testimonials, committee established as follows. 1, Chairperson, County Public Service Board, Benjamin Kiokasamba, was a male coming from Kibwezi East. 2, Member of County Assembly Board, Diana Mwendwa, female, came from West. Member of County Public Service Board, Dr. Mary Musioka, female, came from Boni. Member of County Public Service Board, Sylvester Ngei Kiini, a male, came from Makueni, while member of County Public Service Board, Vincent Divo Mwea, male, came from Kilome. Article 27.8 of the Constitution provides that the state shall take legislative and other measures in implementing the principle that not more than 2/3 of the members of the selected or appointed bodies shall be of the same gender. The committee established that 2 out of the 5 nominees to the Public Service Board were female. Therefore, the composition of the board adhered to the 2/3 gender. Okay, cultural diversity. Article 56 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 requires the state to implement affirmative action programs to ensure their participation in government, education, and economic life. Further, Article 174E C provides for recognizing the rights of minorities and marginalized communities to participate in governance. The committee noted that the composition of the County Public Service Board nominees had a representation of all 60 constituencies in Makueni, and therefore, every marginalized group located in either of the 6 constituencies were represented. The age distribution. Number 1, 18 to 35 years youth, we had Vincent Divo and Diana Mwendwa. Okay, we had between that 46 and 55 middle age, we had Benjamin Kiokokilu, and 56 and above, we had Sylvester Ngei Kiini and Mary Musioki. Further, there was a representation across the ages from the youth, middle age to the section. Affirmative action. Arising from the above, therefore, the governor nomination of the 5 nominees took into consideration the following. Article 55B of the Constitution, that the state shall take measure, including affirmative action, to ensure youth have opportunities to associate, be represented and participated in political, economic, and spheres. Article 56A of the Constitution, that shall put in place affirmative and action programs to ensure that the minorities and marginalized group participate and are represented in government in other spheres of life. Leadership and integrity. In the determination of stability of the nominees, the committee was guided by the leadership and integrity clauses as outlined by Chapter 6 of all the 5 nominees committed to the following. Article 732 of the Chapter 6 of the Constitution, that outlines the guidelines, principles of leadership and integrity. Article 75, that requires a state officer, whether in public or in public life, to behave in a manner that avoids conflicts between personal interests and public official duties, prohibits an officer removal from office subject to 75 from holding any other state office. Committee established that of the nominees had been removed, it established that none of the nominees had been removed from office for constitutional of Article 75 of the Constitution. Article 77 prohibits full-time state officer from participating in any other gainful employment and prohibits an appointed officer from holding office in a political party. Article 78 disqualifies persons who are not Kenyan citizens from appointment as state officers and those with dual citizenship. The committee established that none of the nominees were in the contravention of the above provisions. Compliance with Article 22, Chapter 6 of the Constitution, the Ethics and the Constitution of Kenya. Okay, the Ethics and Corruption Commission clearance, after confirming that every nominee had attached duly stamped EACC self-declaration form, the clerk of the County Assembly on 22nd October 2025 wrote to the Ethics and Corruption Commission via a letter reference number as indicated there, requesting for verification and information on the ethics and integrity status of the 5 nominees. The EACC responded to the state that the commission had not undertaken any investigation pursuant to any mandate against the nominees, and neither had it recommended any prosecution. Higher Education Loans Board clearance, the clerk of the County Assembly further, using the online portal of HELP certificate checker, confirmed the validity of the certificates availed by the nominee. Arising from the checker confirmation, the following nominees were not beneficiary of any higher education loans. 1, Diana Ngondu, Mary Mweni Musyoka, and Vincent Divo. Further, the following were confirmed to have been beneficiaries of Higher Education Loans Board and fully repaid their principal loans interest therefore their own. 1, Sylvester Kiini and Benjamin Kioko Kasamba. Academic qualification. The clerk of the County Assembly wrote to the following institution requesting them to confirm authenticity of the academic certificates for the nominees. The institution responded stating that the certificates were true copies of the original certificate and that were issued by the respective institution and were therefore authentic. 1, African Nazarene University. 2, Kenyatta University. 3, University of Nairobi. 4, Moi University. The university confirmed that the certificates were authentic and issued by the respective institutions. The clerk further wrote to the Commission for the University Education Requirement for confirmation and recognition of the doctorate and masters awarded by the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Okay, Kenya Revenue Authority clearance. Committee confirmed that all the nominees had valid KRA clearance and that confirmed taxpayers' compliance with national tax laws and regulations, serving as official proof that they have filed all required returns and settled any outstanding tax liability. Directorate of Criminal Investigation clearance, the committee through the online checker official confirmed the to certify whether all nominees had criminal records, had been involved in any criminal activities of Kenya. CRB, that is Bureau of Credit Bureau Reference Clearance, the committee verified the nominees' credit worthiness by checking their credit history and debt payment status, their financial integrity and compliance with their credit obligation. The committee confirmed that all nominees had valid CRB clearance, suitability of the nominees regarding the nominees' abilities. The suitability of the nominees was assessed after scrutiny of their credentials, work experience, and personal integrity, as well as their performance during approval hearing on 4th. Vetting of the nominee appointment by the position. Chairperson, CBS, the County Public Service Board, Mr. Benjamin Kiokasamba. The nominee appeared before the committee on appointments on Tuesday, 4th of November 2025, and was vetted under oath pursuant to a section 58 of the County Assembly Approval Act 2017 and the County Assembly Standing Orders. The committee noted the following: citizenship, date, and place of birth. The nominee is a male Kenyan citizen born in 1974 in Makueni County and did not hold any other citizenship. Academic: he had masters in public health, Hebrew University of Jerusalem, Israel, 2006 and 2007. He also had Bachelor of Science in Environmental Health, Moi University, Kenya, 1995 to 1999. He did his KSE, Johanna Chase Secondary School, 1993. Professional qualification, training, finance management for non-finance persons, 1 week, Manchester, UK, 2016. ICRC Safe Access Facilitating Training, 1 week, ONSAD, that is Sweden, 2015. UN Disaster Assessment and Coordination, 2 weeks in Switzerland. Malaria Control of Other Sector Vector-Borne Diseases, 1 week, Nairobi, Kenya. Malaria Control Toolkit, 2209. Monitoring, Evaluation, Arusha, Tanzania. Resort-Based Management of WASH in Communities, 2 weeks, Nairobi. Field School Disaster Preparedness and Response, 2 weeks, that is Belize, Central America. Management and Suitability of Programs Project, Nairobi, Kenya, 2004. Employment record. That the nominee has more than 25 years experience and has served in the following positions: County Government of Makueni Political Advisor to the Governor, March 2025 to September 2025. 2, Health Pro Consortium, East Africa, Director of Programs, June 2023 to February 2025. County Government Kitui, Chief Officer, Department of Water, Agriculture and Irrigation, April 2018 to May 2023. Kenya Red Cross Society, Nairobi, Kenya, Disaster Preparedness and Response Manager, May 2013 to May 2017. The Mentor Initiative, Garissa County, Program Coordinator, April 2012 and 2013. The Red Cross Society of Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya, Head of Unit Monitoring and Evaluation, September 2009 to March 2012. Kenya Red Cross Society, Nairobi, Kenya, Water and Sanitation Capacity Building Manager, January 2008 to 2009. Population Service International, Nairobi, Kenya, September 2004 to September 2006. Ministry of Health, Kenya Division of Malaria Control, Program Officer, 2002 to 2004. Ministry of Health, Kenya District Public Health Officer, Machakos, Public Health Officer, February 2000 to 2002. We come to Diana Mwendwa. The nominee appeared before the Committee on Appointments on Tuesday, 4th on November 2025 and was vetted under oath pursuant to Section 58 of the County Government Act 2012, revised 2020, the Public Appointment County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, and the County Assembly Standing Orders Committee notes the following. Citizenship: the nominee is a female Kenyan citizen born in 1996 in Nairobi and currently resident of Makueni County. She does not hold any other citizenship. Academic qualifications: she holds a Master's in Arts Development and Studies, ongoing Management, University of Africa. She has Bachelor of Environmental Science, second class honors, Upper Division, Kenyatta University 2021. KSC Masai High School 2014. Employment record: that the nominee had more than 4 years experience and served in the following position: Mulatia Africa Advisory Services, Governance and Sustainability Consultant, June 2024 to date. 2, Mulatia Africa Advisory Services, ESG Lead and Sustainability Advisor, March 2023 to June 2024. KPMG Kenya Sustainability Advisory, September 2022 to 2023. Ernst & Young Kenya Audit Associates, Kenya 2021 to 2022. County Hospitals Project Laxin Group Project Manager, October 2019 to 2021. Laxin Group Environmental Health Safety Safety Officer, January 2019 to 2019, October. Water Resource Authority, intern, April 2018 to September 2018. Vetting of the nominee for appointment of the position of member, County Public Service Board, Dr. Mary Mweni Musyoka. The nominee appeared before the Committee on Appointments on Tuesday, 4th November, and was vetted of the same day. Citizenship: the nominee is a female Kenyan citizen born 1963 in Kiteta sublocation, Makueni County, and did not have any other citizenship. Academic and professional qualification: a PhD program in Christian Counseling, Evangelical Christian University of America, 2020 to 2022. Masters of Education Psychology, African Nazarene University, 2013-2016. Bachelor of Education, Primary First Class Honors, African Nazarene University, 2008 to 2010. A higher diploma in Guidance and Counseling, Kenya Institute of Professional Counseling, 2005-2006. Primary Teacher Certificate, Machakos Teachers College, 1987 to 1989. Kenya Advanced Certificate of Education, Tumtum Girls High School, 1982 to 1983. Professional certificate and membership: registered member of Ministry of Health, Counselors and Psychologists Body, 2025. 2, Kenya Counseling and Psychological Association, 2025. Distance and E-Learning Practitioner Association of Kenya, 2023. Certificate of Accreditation, Kenya Counseling and Psychological Association, 2022. Certificate of Association, Kenya Counseling and Psychology Association, 2012. Trainer of Facilitators, Kenya Institute of Professional Counseling, 2007. Employment record: that the nominee has more than 41 years experience and she has served in the following position: Daystar University part-time lecturer to 2025 to date. Scott Christian University part-time lecturer, 2024 to date. Kaldiani Girls High School student counselor part-time, 2023 to date. Kaseve Primary School Deputy Head Teacher, 2020 to 2023. Machakos Primary School Senior Teacher, 2015 to 2020. Mudhini Primary School Assistant Teacher, 1999 to 2015. St. Mary's Boys Assistant Teacher, 1995 to 1999. Kileleni Primary School Assistant Teacher, 1994 to 1995. Kadhokani Primary School Assistant Teacher, 1989 to 1991. Kiambwa Primary School and Trained Teacher, 1984 to 1987. Vetting of the nominee of appointment to the position of a member, Sylvester Ngekiini. The nominee appeared before the Committee on Appointments on 4th. Citizenship: The nominee is a male Kenya citizen born 1965 in Zawi, location Makueni County, and did not hold any other citizenship. Academic qualification, PhD, Business Administration, ongoing, Nairobi University. Masters of Business Administration, MBA, University of Nairobi, 2004 to 2007. Bachelor of Science of Commerce, BCom Accounting Option, University of Nairobi, 1987 to 1990. Advanced level, Mumbuni High School, 1984 to 1985. Ordinary level, Kasikeo Secondary School, 1980 to 1983. Professional certification, a member of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya, ICPA Kenya. Certified professional mediator. Employment record. The nominee has more than 5 years and has served in the following position. Office of the Auditor General, Kenya. Deputy Auditor General, November 2014 to 2025, July. Office of Deputy Director of Audit, 2005-2008. Annexed and Young, Nairobi, Kenya Assistant Audit Manager, 2002 to 2005. Mbaya and Associate Kenya Manager Consultancy and Outsourcing, 1999 to 2001. Waithaka, Kiari, Mbaya and Company, Nairobi, Kenya. Audit Manager, 1995 to 1999. Waithaka, Kiari and Company, Nairobi, Kenya. That is Audit Semi-Senior, 1990 to 1994. We go to vetting of nominee, that is Vincent Ndivomuya. The nominee appeared before the committee on 4th. Citizenship and place of birth. Nominee is a male citizen born in 1998 in Machakos and currently a resident of Makueni County and did not hold any other citizenship. Academic qualification, the nominee has attained the following academic qualification: Masters in Business Administration, Strategic Management, ongoing, United States International University. Bachelor of Science, Human Resource Management, Moi University, 2019. KSC Makueni Boys High School, 2014. Employment record, that the nominee has more than 6 years experience, has served in the following: County Government of Makueni, Youth Representative, Makueni County Budget and Economic Forum from February 2023 to date. Suppliers and Construction, Waterworks, Makueni County, Entrepreneur, February 2021. Voice of Change Africa, Founder, 2023. County Government of Makueni Project Support Intern, March 2020 to 2021. Kenyan National Bureau of Statistics, Content Supervisor, 2018 to August 2019. Safaricom PLC Human Resource Intern, May 2018 to 2018, the same year. Okay. The committee observations and findings. The committee made the following observation: that Mr. Benjamin Kioko Kasamba, nominee for chairperson, possessed a minimum qualification of bachelor's degree from a recognized university and working experience of not less than 10 years, 25 years. B, Dr. Mary Musyoka, Sylvester Ngei Kiini, and Vincent Ndivomuya, nominee for appointment as members of County Public Service Board, a minimum qualification of the bachelor's degree from a recognized university and a working experience of no less than 5 years, as follows: Dr. Mary Musyoka, 41 years, Sylvester Ngei Kiini, who is at 5 years, and Vincent Ndivomuya, 6 years. C, that Ms. Diana Ngondu Mwendwa, nominee for appointment of member of County Public Service Board, gave a notice in written dated November 17, 2025, addressed to the clerk, withdrawing from the approval process as provided by the Section 712 of the Public Appointments County Assembly Approval Act 2017. D, that 4 nominees, Mr. Benjamin Kioko Kasamba and Dr. Mary Musyoka, Sylvester Ngei Kiini, and were professionals and demonstrated absence of breach of the relevant professional code of conduct. E, that they had satisfied the requirement of Chapter 6 of Constitution of Kenya on leadership and integrity. 5, F, that the Criminal Investigation Department of Kenya Revenue Authority and Tax Compliance Higher Educational Loans Board and the Credit Reference Bureau had declared all nominees. G, that they had never been charged in a court of law and in no potential conflict of interest. H, that they had never been dismissed from office for contravention of the provision of Article 75 of the Constitution deals with conduct of state officer. I, that they had no conflict of interest in the office where they were being vetted for. J, that all candidates were willing to be placed on a performance contract. K, that none of the nominees were state public officers. L, that none of the nominees of any time within the preceding 5 years held office or stood for election as a member of parliament or county assembly, or member of the governing body of political party, a candidate for election as a member of parliament or county assembly, or holder of an office in any political organization that sponsors or otherwise supports, has at any time sponsored or otherwise supported a candidate for election as a member of parliament or a county assembly. M, that 2 of the 5 nominees were women, which was very crucial in enabling the board attain minimum gender requirements. Okay, the committee's recommendations. 1, the committee recommends that the County Assembly approves nomination of Mr. Benjamin Kioko Kasamba, nominee for Chairperson, County Public Service Board, and Sylvester Gekiini, nominee nominees once appointed, whose performance results shall be submitted to the County Assembly for consideration. That all nominees shall serve the board on full-time basis and on compliant to Article 771 of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, sir, I take this opportunity to thank the members of the committee for their input and valuable contribution during the deliberation and vetting of the nominees. On behalf of the committee, I wish to thank the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly for technical and logistical support accorded during the vetting exercise. On behalf of the members of the Select Committee on Appointment and pursuant to the provision of Article 235 of the Constitution of Kenya, as read together with Section 58 of the County Governments Act 2012, and the provision of the Public Appointments and County Assemblies Approval Act 2017, it is my pleasure and duty to present to the Assembly the committee's reports on the vetting of the chairperson, Mr. Benjamin Kioko Kasamba, and member, Dr. Mary Musyoka, Mr. Sylvester Gekiini, and Vincent Divo Muya, nominees for the appointments to the Makueni County Public Service Board. The recommendation we have put above. I call upon Mutindi, Honorable Mutindi, to second motion.
Order, honorable members. I now propose the motion that this Assembly adopt the report of the Committee on Appointments on the approval hearings for the appointment of the positions of chairperson and members of Makueni County Public Service Board laid on the table of the Assembly on 18th of November, year 2025. The floor is open. Member for Zambani Vingoni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, from the onset, I would wish to support this motion and congratulate, Mr. Speaker, the members of that committee.
What's the point of order?
I apologize to the member because something must be done before time. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the following procedural motion that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 33-3A, this Assembly resolves to extend its sitting time until all business appearing on the order paper under order number 34 is dispensed. Honorable members, let me explain this. Order number 34 is just the motion which is we are dealing with as appearing in the supplementary order paper. So it's not all the business which was lotted, so that members may not think that we may have to hold on up until night. So we want, as much as possible, honorable members, we want as much as possible to interrogate this report, to go through what the committee went through, so that we may understand and pass this motion with a lot of understanding, because this particular board is very important to the county government of Makueni. So it's very important that members, we just take our time, try to debate through, so that we may give pure justice to the people of Makueni. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I call upon the minority leader to second this motion.
Leader of the main party.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wanted to bore, but now that you've given me the mic, I can second without. Thank you. Thank you.
Honorable members, I propose the question that pursuant to the provision of Standing Order number 3, paragraph 3A, this Assembly resolves to extend its sitting time until all the business appearing is dispensed under order number 34. The floor is open. Mover of the motion. Honorable members, I now put the question for vote that pursuant to provision Standing Order number 33, paragraph 3A, this Assembly resolves to extend its sitting time until the business appearing is dispensed under order number 34. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Proceed, member for somebody if you go on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I had begun by supporting this motion, and Mr. Speaker, applauding the members of the Appointments Committee, Mr. Speaker, who were appointed by this Assembly to undertake this exercise. Mr. Speaker, majorly because of pursuant of Article 179 of the Constitution 2010, Mr. Speaker, Section 35 of the County Government Act 2012, and more particularly, Mr. Speaker, Section 6 and 8 of the Public Appointments Act, Mr. Speaker, 2017. Mr. Speaker, that followed the approval of Kioko Kasamba Benjamin, Mr. Speaker, and Sylvester Ngei, Mr. Speaker, and the rejection of Dr. Mary Musyoki, and Mr. Speaker, the young man, Mr. Vincent Difu. Mr. Speaker, I will not dwell on the two rejected members because the report clearly says they failed to demonstrate that they understood the powers and functions of the Public Service Board. Mr. Speaker, I will go straight to the two members whom I feel that truly qualified to sit in those positions. And Mr. Speaker, the question begs, like, what are we looking at? Who do we want to see in this, Mr. Speaker, board? And Mr. Speaker, in my view, we are looking at a person who is able to assist in establishing and abolishing county officers where applicable, Mr. Speaker, who are in a position to appoint, confirm, and discipline staff, Mr. Speaker, where applicable. And further, Mr. Speaker, a person who is able to assist in development of a human resource plan and help in budgeting. And further, Mr. Speaker, a person who can advise the government on human resource management. Over and above, Mr. Speaker, a person who is in a position to uphold the values and principles of public service board, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, when I look at this nominee, Sylvester Ngei, who is, Mr. Speaker, and you allow me to make a reference on the notes, who is a PhD order, Mr. Speaker, of Business Administration, is a master's order, Mr. Speaker, in Business Administration again, and he undertook an undergraduate degree on Bachelor of Commerce, that's BCom, and majored in accounts. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, further, he is also a CPAK. Mr. Speaker, that tells me, as far as the county budget is concerned, we shall be in safe hands, Mr. Speaker, having that person seated there, looking at the entire budget of the county in terms of advising on how human resource management should be done. Mr. Speaker, when I look at his experience, honestly, a person who has been a director, deputy director, Mr. Speaker, at the office of the Attorney General, Mr. Speaker, and overseeing the whole, yes, Deputy Auditor General, Mr. Speaker, I'm corrected by member for Kumpulisa, Honorable Kalunda, Mr. Speaker, overseeing the budgets across the country. That person really, if he has offered willingness to work with us, should be given an opportunity. And therefore, I applaud that committee for seeing that person coming through. The second person, Mr. Speaker, whom I have interest in is Benjamin Kioko Kasamba Kilo, Mr. Speaker, who is a master's order in public health from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. That is in Israel, Mr. Speaker. And he's also an holder of Bachelor of Science in Environmental Health, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, looking at the positions they have held over time, just a few to mention, Mr. Speaker, he started as a public health officer in Machakos. He was also a program officer division in malaria control in the country. He also was a national training coordinator in the Population Service International, Mr. Speaker. He also held positions in water and sanitation, that is in capacity building manager. Mr. Speaker, this position I'm mentioning, the point I am trying to make is that below them, there are staff. This person was in a position to oversee management of staff under him. Mr. Speaker, when you look at the disaster preparedness and response manager in Red Cross, county program across the country, Mr. Speaker, as a mentor in the initiative, Kariza County, Mr. Speaker, and further as Chief Officer, Department of Water, Irrigation, and Agriculture, Department of Water, Agriculture, and Irrigation in Kitui, Mr. Speaker, where he oversees policy formulation and implementation of strategic plans for water and agriculture, Mr. Speaker. And of course, we know that the Chief Officer is the accounting officer of that department, and of course, every other staff below him reports to him. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I look at all that, further compounded by the fact that he was also a director of programs in Health Pro Consortium, East Africa, Mr. Speaker. This is a person whom, in my view, has the qualifications and has the experience that is required, Mr. Speaker, to sit down, analyze the human resource of this county, Mr. Speaker, and advise the government on the ways to follow to ensure that the right persons are given the right duties, their performance contracts are well assessed and appraised, Mr. Speaker, promotions are given as per merit, Mr. Speaker, rewarding of staff is given, and further, Mr. Speaker, discipline of those who go against the work ethics, Mr. Speaker, is given in the right measure. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I support, and thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Honorable Jalamu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, Mr. Speaker, from the onset, I support the motion. And Mr. Speaker, I wish to take this opportunity to congratulate His Excellency the Governor for seeing it fit for the appointment. Mr. Speaker, the other very touching, Mr. Speaker, congratulations go to the Committee on Appointment, Mr. Speaker. The Committee on Appointment has men and women of wisdom, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, in separation of power, Mr. Speaker, this assembly is meant to vet the nominees. And Mr. Speaker, I personally followed the vetting exercise, which was really very difficult, very tough, Mr. Speaker. And from the wisdom of the committee members, Mr. Speaker, so it fit to say the truth and nothing but the truth. according to the law, according to what they have seen, according to what they have sourced, Mr. Speaker, from even the university, Mr. Speaker, the chapter 6, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the service board that, Mr. Speaker, is going to be appointed. It's not just the service board. We know His Excellency, the Governor, stands for Olongalu, Mr. Speaker, so to speak, quote. And therefore, this service board must be a very well above board service. We know we have had a board which has done their best, but Mr. Speaker, this time round, even if it takes how long, let us get the best for the people of Makueni, Mr. Speaker. We must have an involved, Mr. Speaker, a board that is well balanced, one, academically, Mr. Speaker, regionally, Mr. Speaker, including, religious and youth. And Mr. Speaker is important because I've seen one of the youth has not been included for some reasons that, Mr. Speaker, we have been explained. I don't have to read all through, Mr. Speaker. I really want to urge His Excellency the Governor that youth, Gen Zs, must be represented in that committee, Mr. Speaker, because it's so important. 75% of the Kenyan population is about the Gen Zs, Mr. Speaker. Then this board cannot move, Mr. Speaker, without a member of that community called Gen Zs, Mr. Speaker. So therefore, I am standing with the observations, the findings, and recommendations of the committee, Mr. Speaker, that we approve the two candidates, Mr. Speaker, and therefore, His Excellency the Governor, as the appointing authority, goes back to the drawing board, Mr. Speaker, and gets us other qualified, experienced persons to serve in this board. Otherwise, I thank you and I support the motion.
Member for Mavendeni Ward.
Thank you. And out of principle, I want to oppose this report. Honorable Speaker, I am not opposing this report because I support the suitability of the rejected candidates, but I'm opposing because the committee did not explicit that one, demonstrate why these candidates are not suitable. I tend to believe that there must have been a checklist or a mark list out of 100. This committee has given us so good accolades about these candidates. On point one, they say, academic qualifications, excellent. On professional experience, excellent. On absence of breach of professional code of conduct, excellent. Chapter 6, excellent. Clearance for professional bodies, excellent. On everything, excellent. It's only on one issue. Failure to demonstrate that one only is what was lacking in these two candidates. And remember, in their report, they have said that the candidates were willing to be placed on contract. So if there is a candidate who does not measure up, is already accepted to be placed on contract. We all know that no one goes to school to learn about the functions of a board. So all of them are entering in a new field. Just the same way, most of us who came here in this assembly knew very little about issues to do with the assembly. None of us here knew about the standing orders. We knew about standing orders when we came here. We knew about the issues and the rules and the procedures of Parliament when we came here. None of us can clearly say that they knew. So I tend to think this committee should have demonstrated more about the unsuitability of these candidates in their report. Like, for example, If I was in this committee, I would have poked us on the suitability of this young man when it comes to working experience. You look at this young man by the name Vincent Devo. And this young man, for the 5 years, you see him talking about being an Indan in this place. Being an Indan in this place. I would expect someone getting to the position of a member of a board at least to have served somewhere in a managerial position. So if I was in this committee, I would have poked us on the suitability of this one Vincent Devo when it comes to working experience. Even though they say it's 5 years, someone can craft for it to be 5 years, but I would have questioned what that 5 years, what experience that 5 years gave to this young man. Because you cannot tell me that you're going to be suitable to sit in a board whereby you interview people who have been in managerial positions for 20 years, for 10 years, when the best that you did was just an Nidan. But then, the committee does not bring out that inability, that deficiency of this candidate. If they had brought out that deficiency of that candidate in the report, then as they come to reject him, it will be valid. But on all the boxes, they are ticking yes, they are ticking yes, they are ticking yes. Only one area of just failure to demonstrate understanding of the functions of the board, only that area is where they are ticking wrong. And then they say, we failed this candidate simply because he did not demonstrate. So from these two candidates, and especially this young man, is not suitable. But in the report, there should be a demonstration of the unsuitability, such that as you read the report, as you come to conclude, even you yourself, you have rejected the candidate. But as you read the report, there is so much positivity about the candidates from the committee. And then all of a sudden, you come to say that the committee rejects. So, Honorable Speaker, from where I sit, this report should have adduced a negative element and dissatisfaction element about the two candidates before we even go to the recommendations. Just the same way, all these other reports in the assembly would talk about findings. And they would find, if you want to bring a recommendation that is against whatever, you would find this, you would fight this in the finding, you would fight this, you would fight this. So by the time you come to give the recommendation, even a member seated at the back would say, this recommendation is likely to go in this manner because of the findings that already you've brought forth. But from what I'm seeing in this report, as you read through, someone would say, all these guys are passing the test. Only all of a sudden, we reject this, we reject this. So maybe I am not satisfied. However, I need to put it clearly that the two candidates, reading the report, they are not suitable as such. But the report should have demonstrated the unsuitability in its content, in its body, before we come to the recommendation. Thank you.
Member for Thangaward.
Asante sana Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, kwanza mimi nikianza naunga mkono hii ripoti Bwana Spika, na niseme kwamba hii committee ambayo ilikalia kukagua hii kamati. Bwana Spika, niwashukuru sana. Bwana Spika, tulipokuja Bunge tulipangwa kwa kamati tofauti. Wale wanakamati wa ile kamati Bwana Spika wako na uzoefu. Bwana Spika, ukikumbuka kwamba tukiingia hapa hatuko na mawaziri. Wao wenyewe ndio waliokagua Bwana Spika. Na wakatupatia mawaziri wazuri Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, unaweza kuwa umesoma, lakini kile umesoma Bwana Spika hauwezi kuwekelea kwa meza. Tumepitishwa kwa ile inaitwaje ile? Hiyo process. Hiyo ratiba ambayo mlitumia Bwana Spika kwamba masomo uzoefu, sawa sawa, Bwana Spika. Mimi, Bwana Spika, unaweza nunua makaratasi ya degree, lakini upate ile degree hawa makaratasi umenunua, hauwezi jielezea ulisoma nini. Hiyo kamati walivyokaa chini, Bwana Spika, isipokuwa kwamba kila kama ni masomo iko sawa, uzoefu iko sawa, lakini kujielezea, Bwana Spika, hiyo ndio ilikuwa tatizo kubwa. Bwana Spika, Makueni hatuna uchache wa watu waliosoma, Bwana Spika. Watu ni wengi sana, Bwana Spika. Na ukiangalia wala watu walikuwa wameapply hiyo kazi, Bwana Spika, ni wengi sana. Lakini wachache wale walikuwa wameomba kazi, wachache ndio walifika kitengo kwamba wanakaguliwa, Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, mimi ningeomba ili bunge lipitishe hiyo ripoti vile ilivyo, na kwa sababu Makueni kuna wasomi wengi. Mr. Speaker, one of the best counties in terms of Bwana Spika, ile kaunti katika kaunti zetu zikuwa 47, Makueni ni moja wale ile kaunti kuna wasomaji wengi sana, Bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo mimi ningeomba, Bwana Spika, tupitishe wasome, ndio. Asante. Bwana Spika, mimi ningeomba tupitishe ili ripoti na Mheshimiwa Gavana alete wengine, Bwana Spika. Pia wao tuone vile watasema, Bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, Bwana Spika, unajua wewe ni wale maspika wazuri kabisa katika ili nchi ya Kenya, Bwana Spika. Na kama wewe ndio ulikuwa umeongoza ama wewe ndio ulikuwa mwenyekiti wa hilo kamati, mimi niko na uaminifu kabisa. Mheshimiwa Kisungi na muamini, Mheshimiwa Mutindi, Mheshimiwa Kalunda, Mheshimiwa Mbalu, waheshimiwa wote, Bwana Spika, tuko na imani na wao kwamba kile kitu walifanya ni safi. Kwa hivyo, Bwana Spika, bila kukawia sana, kuzunguka sana, Bwana Spika, kwa sababu utajua wawili wakipita bodi inaendelea na kazi. Hiyo ni moto, si moto, Bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo, Bwana Spika, mimi nifike hapo na niseme naunga mkono. Asante.
Honorable Kisungi Wagarete.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand to support this motion. Honorable Speaker, as the saying goes, the majority have their way, the majority have their way, the minority have their say. Honorable Speaker, I want to inform the House that as we debate this motion, it's good to know that on the 4 candidates who actually went to the final stage, the 2 have been approved and the 2 have been rejected. We had opinions which were similar for the committee, but on one particular candidate, the young man from Kilome, Vincent Divo Muia, we had a contrary opinion, and we voted as a committee. Honorable Kalunda, Honorable Mbalo, and Honorable Speaker Mbilo, who is the chair, voted to reject, and Honorable Kisungi and Honorable Mutindi voted to approve. The reasons are because it's good. I said it's good to understand the issues we went through. The 2 candidates who have been approved are actually qualified, and the committee agreed unanimously to approve them. The 1 candidate who withdrew at the last minute, well, I don't think we need to discuss that, but the other candidate whom we also unanimously agreed to disapprove was actually not as qualified as we said. But on this particular candidate, honorable members, let me call it cynical rejection of that candidate, because Vincent Divo Muia and is a youth, honorable members.
What is your point of order?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what I'm hearing from the leader of majority, from the majority party, Mr. Speaker.
What is not?
Is it in order, Mr. Speaker, for the leader of majority from the other side, Mr. Speaker, who is a member of this committee, Mr. Speaker, to express a divergent opinion and using words like what he feels like a cynical rejection. It means, Mr. Speaker, or from where I sit, that word, Mr. Speaker, paints the rest of the members in that committee as people who are, I don't even know which is the right word to use. And Mr. Speaker, you should compel that member to withdraw and Mr. Speaker to go back and to either support or reject. Let his position be known. It cannot be lukewarm. You are here, nor there. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Member for Nzambani Vingoni asked us on a point of order on 2 issues. Now, you have a problem with the word cynical. So what is the meaning of that word so that you have a problem with it?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My understanding of the word cynical means someone who is sly, someone who cannot be trusted, and therefore, and Mr. Speaker, people who serve on self-interest to ensure that their self-interest is manifested in whatever is being presented. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, in my opinion, Mr. Speaker, having voted for those members that have been mentioned there to sit in that office, they passed all the credentials, or is it the integrity levels that we wanted to see in the member sitting in that? And therefore, Mr. Speaker, it pains even the chairperson of that committee, who is the Speaker of this House, Mr. Speaker, as a cynical person, a person who cannot be trusted, who has personal vested interest in this report, Mr. Speaker. And that, Mr. Speaker, is very unfortunate coming from a leader of majority, Mr. Speaker, of the Democratic Movement Party Front, Mr. Speaker, whom we expect, Mr. Speaker, to support the business of the government, Mr. Speaker. While I am in Mungando and I am supporting 100%. Thank you.
Very well, I hear you. The word means that one believed that people are motivated purely by self-interest, distrustful of human sincerity or integrity, and so forth. Now, Honorable Kisungi, on that point of order.
Thank you.
What is it? Yeah, just a minute, little minute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's unfortunate that I got late because I left Kajiado in the morning and went to Kumbulu.
Don't tell us about it.
That's why I came
please,
much late. I wanted to apologize.
Plug in.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I have listened very keenly about what the Honorable Majority Leader is trying to present here, even to a point of having a prepared report, prepared report, Honorable Speaker, to paint members of this committee in bad light with the public of Makueni, Honorable Speaker. It's very unfortunate for a leader of majority. Honorable Speaker, I want to inform him before I get to the point of order, Honorable Speaker. I remember our committee works as a unit, and we rejected 2 candidates because of their presentation. The first candidate is speaking about, Honorable Speaker. We did not even ask that
relate your point of information to the point of order.
Yes,
question.
I want
not to the motion.
I want to bring to light for members
don't take us
to understand. Honorable Speaker, we had 5 candidates for consideration, Honorable Speaker.
You are...
And as we are doing the same, Honorable Speaker, now the Honorable Majority Leader is bringing a prepared report, Honorable Speaker, to go against the wishes of the Committee on Appointment, Honorable Speaker. The Committee on Appointment set and even retreated to do this report.
Order.
Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Leader of Majority
just a minute.
Is now taking...
I don't want to disconnect you. Just hold on.
Yes.
We have a point of order.
Yes.
And an issue has been raised.
Yes. Allow me to go straight to that.
And the leader of the majority had made a statement that there is a point of order.
Yes.
Your contribution should be limited to that,
yes.
Not what Honorable Mbalu read.
Okay.
We all listened and we can read for ourselves.
Okay.
Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I listened also very keenly about the prepared report by the leader of majority. He's talked about self-serving interest by members of this committee, Honorable Speaker. I'm surprised. How is it self-centered? As a committee.
Order.
We agreed. We agreed as a committee, Honorable Speaker. You have not been allowed to speak. Why are you now taking...
Order.
You allow the...
They cannot allow them to continue exchanging.
Honorable Speaker, I don't want to have a shouting match with...
Honorable Kalunda. Honorable Kalunda. Honorable Kalunda, take your seat. You, in a very crystal and mechanical way, in a simple way, in a granular way, relate your point of information to the point of order in question. You have gone to the table of contents, you have gone to the background, introduction, we may not land there. A point of order is a specific intervention. So you have stretched too far. We were interested in what was read. Honorable Chalomumo, on that point of order, raised my member from Zambani on the use of the word Senegal and its meaning. Honorable Kisungu Akatete.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Apologies.
My name is also Chalo Mulinge. So the name Chalo is common to us. So, Honorable Speaker, on the word cynical, without wasting much time, I withdraw and apologize. Honorable Speaker,
proceed.
I want to prove my point, my points on the, I said, and I think this word should guide us. The
Just
minority
before you proceed, just a minute. On that point of order, Honorable Kisungi, in our committee, order, Honorable Kalunda. Order, Honorable Kalunda. In our committee system and working, every member is entitled
to an opinion.
Their opinion. And a member may not, you can't disparage an opinion of another member because you are disagreeing with that opinion. So an opinion of a member is left as such. It is not up to an opposing member to question the opinion, but the subject matter of it. So that then you leave the vote of Honorable Kalunda, so that doesn't raise that his opinion is entitled to his and his observation.
Thank you.
Versus what you are cutting.
Honorable Speaker, to save time, I started with the word, the minority have their say, the majority have their way. And Honorable Speaker, I'm speaking on that particular candidate where I belong to the minority, who think we also have a say. And I'm trying to hear my say so that everybody may know why I approved this candidate. And probably in future, we may think of the issues which I'll raise within my short 2 minutes. Honorable Speaker, this candidate, Vincent Divo Muya, according to me, and according to this report, qualified to be part of that board. And if you look at all the criteria which are the qualifications for the provisions of Chapter 6, the minimum and degree, working experience, breach of, he qualified. Honorable Speaker, I know the members have read that, but I'll still continue. Honorable Speaker, at some point, this candidate, and the reason why I feel I should put some things in order. At some point, while we were seated at a committee sitting in an hotel called Starlingbird, we wrote a report, and it's in this report, whereby, Honorable Speaker, on that particular candidate, after all the qualifications, we wrote that the nominee demonstrated knowledge of administrative and technical issues touching on the roles of the County Public Service Board. That is the writing in this report, which we wrote at Starlingbird. But at some point, I left Honorable Kalunda being on my side. And at some point, they now turned against that candidate. I don't know what was their particular interest. Why we dropped that particular candidate after deliberating at Starlingbird. When we came back to this assembly, Honorable Kalunda had changed. And I don't know. You know, these are things we need to be explained to the people of Makueni, and especially the youth. We need the youth of Makueni to get the understanding why some people, after deliberating at Stalingbad, came to change at the assembly. If you don't have some interest, personal interest on this matter, why did you agree to support this youthful candidate when we were at Stalingbad and came to reject that candidate here in the assembly? Honorable Speaker, this is total injustice and I reject it. I reject that injustice which is being meted against our youth. I reject. And if you are telling us that you are a youth and you are rejecting a youth, you are traumatizing a youth by saying that youth doesn't qualify. And I know we looked at all the data and that youth actually qualified. So why are you traumatizing the youth of this county? Why are you traumatizing the youth of this county by rejecting a single youth?
Fair enough. Very well. Order, honorable members. All your horses. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Every member is entitled. Order, honorable members. May we have order to make progress. May we have some order, consult on lawtons so that we make progress. I agree with the contribution of every member is entitled to. But our two members agreed and they disagreed and it was not part of deliberation. So I may not want to rule on that. So let us stick to what is confined in this report and what has been adopted. Now the side agreements, how do we minute them? Now, no, I want contribution first, honorable members. Member for Masongaleni Ward.
Order, members. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, with your
honorable members. Order. Member for Mboni. Member for Ebali Mulala. Member for Kikumbulu. No, take that seat. Take that seat. You belong there, don't worry.
Thank you.
So that we make progress, you are allowed to consult on lawton to the extent that you don't affect a member contributing. I think that's allowed. So let's be orderly and you'll have an opportunity to make your remark. Thank you. Member for Masongaleni Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And from the onset, I wish to clarify that I stand to support this motion, Mr. Speaker, with a few comments, Mr. Speaker. One, we are surprised, Mr. Speaker, as an assembly, that a committee is not able to agree on the floor on a particular report, Mr. Speaker. This sends some very funny communication, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Masongaleni, I've given you an opportunity to contribute to the motion.
Contribute, okay. But I also must contribute on the confusion, Mr. Speaker, that is being seen. However, Mr. Speaker, as I support this motion, Mr. Speaker, from my simple understanding of vetting, Mr. Speaker, is to invite someone, listen to them, and then retreat to make a report, which may include approval or rejection, Mr. Speaker. And this is exactly what this Committee on Appointments of the County Assembly of Makueni, Mr. Speaker, did. The Honorable Leader of Minority, Mr. Speaker, is consulting on very high tone. So, Mr. Speaker, we have been given the CV for the different candidates, Mr. Speaker, and their performance in the vetting exercise, Mr. Speaker. And some of the candidates, Mr. Speaker, managed to convince the Committee on appointments, Mr. Speaker, on their suitability to serve in the Makueni County Public Service Board, Mr. Speaker. However, it's unfortunate, Mr. Speaker, that other candidates were not able to convince the same committee on their suitability, Mr. Speaker. This is not supposed to raise any hot temperatures, Mr. Speaker, because if you are given an opportunity to convince a committee on your suitability to sit on a particular board, Mr. Speaker, it was your prerogative, Mr. Speaker, to do so. So, on the list of candidates, Mr. Speaker, approved, I must laud one of the candidates who has been picked to the position of the chairperson of the board, Mr. Speaker. One, Mr. Benjamin Keoko Keilo, aka Kasamba, Mr. Speaker. And I say so because I have an identity, Mr. Speaker, when I'm in this county assembly. And I come from Kibwezi East, Mr. Speaker. And this particular candidate comes from my area, Mr. Speaker. That is Kibwezi East. So when I see a candidate from my place able to convince a committee on his suitability to serve in a particular position in the county government of Makueni, Mr. Speaker, I'm very happy on that achievement, Mr. Speaker. And this does not limit my appreciation and celebration of the other candidates, Mr. Speaker. And as how do I put it? As I sikitika on the particular youth, and not the only youth. I understand there is another youth who even withdrew from the exercise. It's a call-up on our youths across the county, Mr. Speaker, because I'm sure in Makueni County we do not lack capacity. So it's upon the governor, Mr. Speaker, to check around Makueni people of able and enough experience to serve. This is a very serious board, Mr. Speaker. That doesn't require just another person, Mr. Speaker. You must show and exhibit experience on making tough decisions concerning the county government of Makueni, Mr. Speaker. As I close, in the spirit of equal opportunities to all, Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the appointing authority, His Excellency the Governor, for seeing it fit to shake the county government of Makueni and see an opportunity to the people of Kibwezi East, Mr. Speaker, and that is what my movement of Dhingitha advocates, Mr. Speaker. Opportunities for everyone, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I beseech you that if you get an opportunity, condense your contributions so that another member may have an opportunity. I have more than 10 now members to speak. So if you get an opportunity, please condense information. Member for Klungu Ward.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I stand to support the motion fully. And I start by thanking the governor or appreciating his work, what he did for appointing the candidates. He did not pick them from nowhere. And I think he scrutinized each and every one, and he did a very good job. When you look at the composition with the committee, Mr. Speaker, that he did the interviews, led by our most able chairperson, our honorable speaker. I think we should not question much on that, because we know the capability of the committee. It did a lot, and they must have checked it everywhere and confirmed that these countries are very suitable for that post, Mr. Speaker. Given the opportunity, his team will finally perform. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I fully supported the motion without reservation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Kakawaya Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand to support this motion. Mr. Speaker, the two candidates, that is Sylvester Kiini, who is a fellow CPA, for just clarification to the members, these are distinguished accountant because of his experience in that field, and we have seen that in the report. That is a well-experienced person with a lot of wealth in different organizations. Honorable Speaker, I think that will give us he will give us a good professional advice while he is on that side of County Public Service Board. Also, the second person, Honorable Speaker, has met the qualifications. He has good experience, Honorable Speaker, and I think, and I will appreciate also the committee for the good work they have done, giving us professionals, Honorable Speaker, who can work and who have good experience when it comes to the matters of administration, to the matters of governance, also professional bit, Honorable Speaker. And that is why I've come out clearly to support this motion. Honorable Speaker, I will end by saying, send a thief to get a thief, send a cynical person to get a cynical person. Thank you.
Member Honorable Elizabeth Mtindi. I will give you an opportunity. Allow members to at least make a contribution.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand to support the motion. Honorable Speaker, I am a member of that committee on appointments. And I wish to clarify that it is okay for a member of a committee to give a differing opinion on something in the report, because we don't all have to agree, Honorable Speaker. As long as the majority have their way, the minority can have their say. And on the matter that Honorable Kisungi was addressing, I also wish to go on record as having approved the young man who generally was disapproved. Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Chairperson was above board. The one, Mr. Benjamin Kioko Kasamba, I think we all agree, and I'm sure most of us followed, and he had a wealth of experience in public service. The auditor also demonstrated a lot of understanding and experience. Miss Diana was also a good candidate, according to me, only that there were some technical issues that could not, and she withdrew in the process. Honorable Dr. Mary, as the recommendations, as the findings say, was not able to apply her experience to the role in the subject. So, Honorable Speaker, I also support her disapproval. However, if I would speak a little into the matter of one Vincent Ndivo, Honorable Speaker, who is a youthful man, Honorable Speaker. It is regrettable that he was not able to convince all the members of the panel. And Honorable Speaker, in my own opinion, a panel doesn't need to look for perfection. But there are red flags, of course, which you cannot ignore. Things like integrity issues and things like dishonesty or disrespect, Honorable Speaker. However, when it comes to the youth, I believe we need to showcase our ability or willingness to be an inclusive government, and as a member nominated in this assembly to represent the minority, the youth and the women, Honorable Speaker, I wish it wasn't so, and because I believe the young man had the relevant education background of HR, and he's currently pursuing a master's in a related field in strategic management, Honorable Speaker. We do not expect him
to be as hard and as authoritative before the panel as the other experienced men and women. So, Mr. Speaker, it is my conviction that this youth would have brought fresh ideas into the panel, into the board, and it is just too bad that he did not convince the panel or the committee. He had the energy and drive and the spirit to learn, as witnessed as he presented his issues. You may not be perfect in answering all the questions that are presented to you because you are all new. Most of our members here are very young men who came into the assembly very green, but right now they are formidable forces in their wards, and we hear their audios and see what they are doing back at home. And if they were not given that opportunity by the people, if the people said they are too young and they lack experience, they would never have gotten that opportunity. And that is the opportunity you need. And if you have the ability to learn and willingness to learn, then you can learn while in the job, Honorable Speaker. So I wish to just voice my
I think now she is informed. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much, Honorable Member for Emali. I like to see people who are vibrant in giving information, and it is very healthy in this Honorable House. And I respect views for all suggestions and the proposals from all Honorable members, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I liked the idea when you said it is healthy for members to express their views. That is very wise of you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, at this point in time, it is very healthy to ask, what does the minority say? That is deep democracy, Mr. Speaker. And what will it take them to join the majority, Mr. Speaker? That is a held debate. And Mr. Speaker, I thank you for that. I thank you because you have opened that space, and the members have expressed their opinions. And Mr. Speaker, I don't support the report. Thank you.
Be clear.
Yes.
Honorable Elizabeth Muthikemoli.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand to support this report by the Committee on Appointments. And Honorable Speaker, why I support, I respect the independence of committees and operations of committees. Honorable Speaker, if we start today here to question why this committee had to disagree on a certain character or a certain individual, when we have already been given reasons, then it will not be adding value to this county assembly. Honorable Speaker, the appointments committee was not vetting for qualification. It was vetting for suitability. And these candidates did not meet the suitability that was measured because the Appointments Act gives the criteria on how suitable you are going to be for you to pass the test. So, Honorable Speaker, these individuals did not meet these criteria. And Honorable Speaker, the county of Makueni does not lack good people who will fill these positions, Honorable Speaker. We will still, as a person who represents people who are young in this county assembly, Honorable Speaker, I sympathize with the guy and the young person from Kilome, where I come from. But Honorable Speaker, there are days I rise above residential population and residential where I reside from. Because Honorable Speaker, we are not taking just a young person to represent the young people of Makueni in the board, just like a vacuum. And we are feeling a vacuum. Honorable Speaker, we need somebody and a person who will sit to represent the young people of this county in that board, Honorable Speaker. I listened to this boy and I listened to the young person during the vetting, and from where I sat, even if, Honorable Speaker, the committee passed the same boy and the same young person, I would still have opposed. Because it didn't measure according to me. Because I know how youth need to be defended when it comes to...
Trying to support the motion and appreciate the work which was done very well by that particular committee. The Gen Z was rejected by that committee is a young man from Kilomba in the name Benson Divo. I'm also appealing to the governor, if all goes well, to get me another Gen Z from Kilomba as well, so that can be represented in this county. In addition, Mr. Speaker, let me say that I've been taken aback because these appointees are appointees from the governor, and they are being rejected by a member and a senior-most leader from the majority party, while you should be urging members to lobbying for the same. May I say that, Mr. Speaker, sir, it is good, and I'm urging the House to walk in the same way, in the same path with the governor for the benefit of the county of Makueni. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Mal, what is your point of information? Member for Thanga Ward.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to inform the House two things. One, the appointments committee was not doing interviews. Number two, Honorable Speaker, they were doing vetting, not interviews. Number two, Honorable Speaker, the appointments committee, all committees can differ, but the majorities cut the day. Honorable Speaker, there's a candidate who was dropped with PhD, and the members didn't have any issues. Now we are with who failed with a bachelor's degree. Now I don't see, not unless we have conflict of interest, Honorable Speaker, we cannot be debating on those issues. Same, the candidate come from the area where the person who wanted to cry on the floor comes from. Thank you.
Member from
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand to. I'm happy my brother Katumo is not carrying food with jerrycan nowadays. He used to do this because, Honorable Speaker, I am firmly in support of this motion. Reason because, one, I have a lot of trust with this committee on appointment. It is a committee which is led by the Speaker #1 in Kenya. So I don't miss my word when I say that committee with the minority leader who is the chair of the other minorities, and Honorable Mbalu, who is very experienced. So that is a committee that has brought the best committee. It is not always about to agree what has been brought on the table. We don't only rubber stamp what has been brought to us. Actually, I watched while you were doing the appointment, and I had been accompanied by several youths. When it came to that young man, they said, he has let us down, in quotes. Now, I called Honorable Mbalu immediately on the same matter. I think you have been keen on this young man. In case the report that you are going to approve includes the name of that youth, then we might not agree on that report. So it's not about the committee. We also went through, we followed, and we are in concurrence with the report of the committee that we need the replacement of certain names. Honorable Speaker, it is good I remind my honorable colleague that 202, one Saitoti said, the interest of the interest of the people supersedes the interest of one man. You never know the interest of one man is about money, whether interest is about integrity, but the interest of one man the people supersede that of one man. And I am surprised when I'm seeing the leader of business not supporting an agenda of the government. Maybe you need to rethink the majority party. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Member from Mtito and Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also rise to support the motion. And again, Mr. Speaker, we followed the vetting as it progressed. And some issues came out even in the public, social media. Even as honorable members, we could take time and even ask ourselves, are these appointees by the governor measuring to what we expected? And some members were in opinion.
Just point of information. Honorable members, it is important for you to note that the law provides for an appointment of a selection panel. And the selection panel was approved by this House. It has been given responsibility under the law to advertise, vet, and recommend. The governor might not have an opportunity to interview or to meet anyone other than to rely on recommendation of a panel approved by this House. The only time His Excellency the Governor will be in work will be to rely on a report of this County Assembly and appoint. Strictly speaking, he is nowhere in the process other than to transmit from selection panel to the County Assembly. That is why there is a vetting for the Assembly to determine the suitability and hand over to the Governor for appointment. In other words, to appoint on behalf of people of Makueni. So let us be very careful not to look like it is the Governor's nominee. It is from another committee, the Governor transmitted to the County Assembly. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, but we also need to appreciate, let's take an imaginary case. As you propose people who will do some business for you, you need to be very careful the nature of people they bring forward for you. And we have seen it. Maybe they did it maliciously. How will you tell a person, and today there was a very big team from Mtitwandei, how will you tell them those members were not in any way known by the governor, or in any way known by the county assembly, in any way known to me? Because once we adopt this motion, they'll be appointed, but everybody will walk out in this country saying, these are members which have been appointed, vetted by the government of Makueni. That is my thing. However, as we proceed, because I need to conclude, let's appreciate the young man might have raised some eyebrows, but I try to follow. He's not bad off, he's only being a young person, but with the time, he'll catch up. But basically, somebody said, the chair, I know him, we grew up together, we worked together even, we competed in politics, we know each other for several years, actually. For the longest time, I've been above 18 years. But let's appreciate, we needed a young person who can bring a divergent opinion even to the chair. Even the women who were proposed to be vetted by the county assembly, I heard them, but from where I sit, I wanted somebody who can bring a very honest and defend the opinion they were to propose. We didn't want somebody, once the chair has an opinion, everybody agrees. Somebody who will also say, I concur. That's not the person we wanted. That's not the person. Because we know we had a challenge with the previous county public service board. People were complaining all over, but now my prayer is, because now 3 members have not been, have been dropped by the appointment committee, which to me, very good. Because as now the vetting, I think we'll not vet the selection panel again. The same selection panel will sit down within the shortest time possible and look for more competent women within Makueni County. Even there is a provision for 30% from other counties. I think they can cast the net even to another country, even in Europe, even in America, if they want that competence. It's not casted on stone, that means somebody from Makueni. I think that is clear. But then, I'm sorry, I could have quoted my majority leader if he was here, but because he has left, I didn't know to go to that. But let's appreciate, we need members who will take Makueni to the next level. Not members who will be a yes person. That's my prayer. And I'm very proud to say today, if 3 members were dropped, even if I said that appointment committee, I could have dropped them also. And we need to appreciate that assembly. The committee does not need to agree. And that's why committee are constituted with odd numbers, so that they can make up vote and agree. It's not casted on stone that once you disagree at the committee level, you bring that divergent opinion in the assembly. As the committee has adopted, and I'm happy, they have all, like Honorable, I don't know where Honorable Mutindi has gone, is supporting. But at the same time, is supporting the young man to be in the County Public Service Board. Why? We need to move forward. And these small things, they need to guide us so that as we come here, we need to agree. Members have to drop, others have to be approved, and the life has to move on. And let's agree. It's not always good to agree on so many matters. We have been like being socialized or being like we need to agree on any matter. That is not allowed in politics. We need to differ we can say differ always. But by the end of the day, we achieve our agenda. Thank you, Honorable Members, and thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Member for Ukiaward, Deputy Leader of the Minority Party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Let me start by first, I support the report for the committee of appointment. Let me start by first congratulating the committee for the work well done. From the report, if you go through the report, you will see that the committee did its work very well, thorough, and highly professional. And I would like to say that the 2 members the committee has recommended for approval, they are members from the report. They are highly qualified, Mr. Speaker. When you see the one, Benjamin Kasamba is highly qualified to be the chair of that board. Kiini also is highly qualified to be a member of that committee, Mr. Speaker. And the 2 who were disqualified for not being suitable to sit in that board, Mr. Speaker. From where I stand, the committee that sat to vet those members, Mr. Speaker, chaired by you, a highly qualified chair of that committee, Mr. Speaker. Chair also Honorable Minority Leader, Honorable Majority Leader, Honorable Mbalu, and also Elizabeth. Those are highly qualified members, and we trust that committee on the work they were supposed to do. And they did that work professionally. And from that report, I personally stand to support that report. And Mr. Speaker, if this county assembly has to support our governor in performing the duties, we need to give the governor qualified people to sit in that public service board. The challenges we are getting from that public service board needs people who have the wisdom, who have the experience, and are capable of giving us qualified people to work with our governor, Mr. Speaker. So when we get people who cannot even talk, who cannot express themselves, who do not have experience, yes, we support our young people. And we have many qualified young people in Makueni who can sit in that board. Just one person being not qualified does not mean this assembly does not support the youth. We highly support our youth, and we would want our youth to sit in that board to support their fellow youths. If we put a youth in that board who cannot support their fellow youth on matters of employment, matters on human resource, what are we doing to our governor? We need people who can be able, even in that board, to challenge the chair. Not somebody who sits there and just follows what recommendations are given by the chair. We want people who can stand on their own, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, I would like to say, the opportunity for giving our youth an opportunity to sit in that public service board, it is still there. We are giving the governor an opportunity to look for a more qualified, a more suitable youth to sit in that board to help our youth move forward. And I know our governor supports our young people, and he will ensure the people he is going to give to this assembly for vetting, again, they are qualified people, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, just as I conclude, I would like to say also to congratulate the young person who has shown the effort, the spirit to apply for the opposition in County Public Service Board and actually moved to the level of vetting in this assembly. That person has tried, but he has not been able to meet the qualification the assembly was looking for. So it is so good. We support them. He has tried and he has learned. Next time, he will qualify for a different position. Therefore, let us support this report and pass this report, and by so doing, we will have supported the governor to ensure our County Public Service Board functions effectively. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Who is on point of order? What is the point of order? Member for Bunge.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, is it in order when we are discussing such a motion, which is touching to the entire people of Makueni, the entire leadership of majority leadership, it is not in the Assembly, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is alarming, Honorable Speaker. And I think it's maybe that, do we want to cause quorum injury, Honorable Speaker, so that we don't pass this very important motion, Honorable Speaker. Because, Honorable Speaker, now the majority leader was here, he has left. The majority whip was here, she has left. One of the members of the appointment committee was here, she has left. Other several members. Honorable Speaker, what is happening to this House, Honorable Speaker? Does it mean that the leadership of the business, government business, is not supporting what?
Order, member. I hear you, member, for thank you on that point of order. But I do not think that the debate has to do with the leadership of this or that. All of us now are members.
But Honorable Speaker, my issue was, Honorable Speaker, this is a matter from the government itself. And now, Honorable Speaker, the guys who are supposed to be pushing the government, the business of the government, they have left, Honorable Speaker.
Order. What? Member for Nzavani?
Thank you.
Order, you've made your point.
Let them think about that. As members now of the majority.
Honorable Elizabeth, you come after.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I totally agree with member of Thange, Honorable Eric Katumo. Mr. Speaker, I remember in the second term, the leader of majority then, Honorable Charlo Mumo, used to say, I am the leader of government business. He should be...
What is your point of order?
My point of order, Mr. Speaker, I have looked at the minutes that approved this report. Mr. Speaker, the people who signed, who approved the integrity of what people are saying that they even followed, Mr. Speaker, is Honorable Mbalu, Maendeleo Chapchap, Kalonda, Muungano, Mr. Speaker. And then the two WIPA members, Mr. Speaker, that is Tintin and Hisungi, Mr. Speaker, were on the other side. Mr. Speaker, the only person who came to tie or to break that was the Honorable Speaker. And
Order.
Let me finish, Mr. Speaker.
You are out of order.
Let me finish, Mr. Speaker.
You are out of order. Committee members are committee members.
Yes.
Where you are getting your ties and breaking, I think that is up to you. Please, you have to withdraw that.
Mr. Speaker, I need to conclude.
Proceed, conclude. Conclude.
All right, Mr. Speaker, I think my point is noted. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, is on the point that was raised by Honorable Mutindi, which is very crucial, that she represents the youth and the women while she sits in this house, which is okay. Mr. Speaker, there's a lady who has been rejected, Dr. Mary Musyoka or something. Mr. Speaker, a doctor has been rejected. But Mutindi is not coming out as strong to defend that woman the way she is defending this man. Mr. Speaker, it begs a lot of questions. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I conclude because I think my point is noted. And Mr. Speaker, on the other side, it's empty. This side, we are full. And
Order.
To give strong signals. Thank you.
Order. Honorable Member for Thange, allow me to hear the interjections from Honorable Mudhika before I come back to you on that point of order.
Honorable Speaker, I want to seek your indulgence that you give dignity to this house. Honorable Speaker, when we get into this house, we serve in this house as members and representatives of parties. As we sit here, we have 8 members of the Wiper Patriotic Front seated in this house, Honorable Speaker. Which other party has such a representation for them to say that which other party, Honorable Speaker, has such representation in this house for them to say that the Wiper Patriotic Front is sabotaging the government business, Honorable Speaker?
Order, honorable members. On the point of order raised by Honorable Katumo, at this point in time, we are debating on a motion that may not require a leader of majority to support or oppose, or leader of minority to support or second, or a procedural. Order. Now, if you are to tell me that the leader of minority or majority is not in the house and there is a business to be moved by both, I will listen. But for now, the business before us is about debate and there is a mover of the motion. I want to give the last member to contribute. Honorable members, allow.
Let's make progress.
Member for Honorable Kalonda.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to give some comments on this. I will first start by indicating that I support this motion fully, Honorable Speaker. Number two, I want to thank God for giving us the wisdom to make the decisions, Honorable Speaker, even when it was very weighty. I also want to thank Governor and the Executive Committee for giving us the independence to make the correct decision, because as you've also indicated, the Governor is not privy to the people who are interviewed by the selection panel. He is just an interface between the County Assembly and the people we passed as an assembly as the selection panel. So when you see weak candidates or in quotes, unsuitable candidates, Honorable Speaker, the Governor doesn't have an input at all. In fact, he has never sat down with them to interview them. But there was a selection panel which was passed by this assembly, and the Governor gave them the opportunity to work for him, Honorable Speaker. So there is nothing like the Governor knew what is happening here, and that's why we are sending a report to the Governor to advise him on who to appoint and who to disappoint, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to thank my friend, Honorable Mbalu, for boldly standing with the people of Makueni. I understand the committee, normally and traditionally, the leader of majority moves this motion for appointment. But the leader of majority failed in his obligation, which he doesn't have a choice. He's the leader of government business. He wanted this motion to drop so that in 6 months, that is when we can return this motion, Honorable Speaker. And that is why Honorable Mbalu is coming in.
Member from Titwande Ward.
Honorable Speaker, is the honorable member for Kikumbulun South, who is the minority leader in order? Because you have given a direction that the motion doesn't require the majority leader. So why is he again dwelling on the same matter? We need to progress without bringing the issue of the majority leader. Because you sat with him the whole weekend and you never agreed. Can we proceed? Thank you.
Order. Honorable Kalunda, just a minute. Honorable Kalunda, I will not give you, I'm addressing you. Honorable Kalunda, when the committee met, if they agreed on a mover of the motion and a seconder of the motion, it is not a requirement that then the chair asks the leader of the majority should move the motion. So any member of the committee, it can do that.
By the virtue of me being a leader of minority. I'm not here by my own volition. I'm representing the people of minority side, Honorable Speaker. The same case with Honorable Gezungi. He is not there because of his name, Honorable Gezungi. It is the name of the leader of majority, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Mbalu is there by the virtue of his party seconding him to the committee, Honorable Speaker. Now I'm doing the simple work of God, Honorable Speaker, the Lord's work, to explain to members, to see how
No. Proceed with the debate.
Honorable Speaker.
Proceed with the debate. No. You are
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I don't want to take a lot of time. I know it may turn. Honorable Speaker, I also want to inform members.
What can you recommend about the Kisugi issue?
It is obvious I will do that. It will be a parting shot. Honorable Speaker, I'm speaking to the Speaker. I want to address the Speaker.
Honorable Kimongo.
Allow me to address the Speaker.
Honorable Kimongo, you can say something. I think Honorable Kalunda is in a meeting. When he will finish, we will. I'll come back to him. When he finishes the meeting.
Honorable Speaker, I had pressed a while ago when Honorable Butike was alluding that WIPA has 8 members in the House, which makes the majority. I wanted to inform her that we go by proportions. It is 8 out of 24. Muungano, we are 10 out of 24. So she should not, of course it's clear that there is, and that's why, Honorable Speaker, from the foregoing, even though I was so much on the committee for the report not being shown in me, I regret I should have supported but poked also the committee. Because, Honorable Speaker, because I had clearly stated that the 2 nominees are not adequate. But the manner in which the report had been brought is what. But as the debate was progressing, I began to see out of things because I'm also clever, I'm also wise. So, Honorable Speaker, put the question. You hear my loud voice.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Proceed, Honorable Galunda.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was informing members that who are live on YouTube, and that's why many members will concur with what we have recommended in this committee. Honorable Speaker, I have also talked about, I want to talk about also Mr. Kilu Kasamba. He is also a political advisor of the governor up to just recently for a long time, and he has also served as a chief officer, which is also a delegated authority from the County Public Service Board, and that is why the suitability of Mr. Kasamba is excellent. Honorable Speaker, you also need to note for members that Mr. Kiini is also a long-serving auditor in this country. He's an FCPA, and is a big authority when it comes to matters audit and also HR practice. And that is why when we have to put members to counter those top brains, Honorable Speaker, we have to get the best, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is also good to note that we need young people in this County Public Service Board, Honorable Speaker. And that's why in our recommendation, we have also asked the governor to consider the youth aspect in this board, and as well the gender aspect, Honorable Speaker. And that is why we must choose the best. We have only 7 members of the board, that is including the CEO for this matter, Honorable Speaker, and they have security of tenure. You cannot remove them. I had a member before I stood saying that some of them have accepted to be on contractual basis. Honorable Speaker, it's not about contract or what. When you give them this opportunity to remove them from the office, Honorable Speaker, it will take more than a year. And it's a tribunal thing. It's not like ministers or ECMs or CEOs whom we can come here with a vote of no confidence and we are done with that, Honorable Speaker. So it's a very serious matter. And that's why I started by congratulating the governor for allowing us to exercise our responsibility. Honorable Speaker, we have had other challenges before, like the municipality of Wote, where this assembly passed names and then the court came in and stopped those names because we were not able to clearly follow the law, Honorable Speaker. That's why we've been very keen on these things, Honorable Speaker. And I want to ask members to support this committee. This committee, even if we have one rogue, I don't want to use the word rogue, one member of this committee who feels he has his own interests and they must be passed, Honorable Speaker, we will not allow that because as we are very objective. I come from a Pentecostal church, Honorable Speaker, and we give testimonies all the time. And there is no way I can stand without a big testimony to tell the people how Christ has worked in me, Honorable Speaker. So that is why I have stood very firm. The member we are discussing here, Honorable Speaker, we dropped 2 members at the vetting room, Honorable Speaker. We dropped 2. We dropped 2 members. The doctor, a PhD holder, and a young man. And they were very ambitious. Like the young man is very ambitious. That's why we are also proposing to the governor that if he can do something about the 2 young people, the lady is very eloquent, with vast experience, with a lot of, Honorable Speaker, inventions and innovations, Honorable Speaker. Very competent, Honorable Speaker. But because of the graduation and such, because of the COVID-19, 2019, Honorable Speaker, she was not able to be taken up because of those legal handles, Honorable Speaker, with the experience after graduation, Honorable Speaker. We are asking the governor if we can also provide opportunities for these 2 young people, Honorable Speaker. Then we also get a replacement for the same, Honorable Speaker. When we do these reports, the governor is also well aware and versed that from the specific regions where these 3 members have been dropped, Honorable Speaker, he can pick the rest of the 3 members of the board from those regions, Honorable Speaker. So people of Kilome, Kibwezi West, where I come from, and also Balu, and people from Bone, I know the governor is very diligent and he is going to do this job very well, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, This is one of my toughest jobs I have done, and that's why I am appreciating Christ for helping me to make these decisions. In the morning, Honorable Speaker, yesterday I left for Kajiado, and I arrived at around midnight, Honorable Speaker. Then in the morning, I was woken up by one of the members here, and I told members here, shouting will not change votes here. When we shout the loudest, it doesn't mean we're going to change our decision, Honorable Speaker. I was called by the leader of majority in the morning. He told me he has staged a meeting between me and one of the agents of these candidates, Honorable Speaker. And I say that's why he has mentioned that I'm against the youth agenda in this county. And I have to be clear. I have to make it clear, Honorable Speaker. I am for the youth agenda in this county. And I was the person who was voting for the 2 young people to be in the board. But counseling is a long process, and you must accept just slowly, Honorable Speaker. And I accepted that these people, since we dropped them at the vetting stage, Honorable Speaker, it is just paramount that we agree to just the outcome, Honorable Speaker. And my brother, Honorable Mbalo, has been guiding me, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Kisungi called in the morning, and he told me I must be somewhere along Mombasa Road by 10 a.m. so that we meet the agent of one of the candidates, Honorable Speaker. Who is the candidate, Vincent, Honorable Speaker? I don't deal with dark stuff, Honorable Speaker. I come from a Pentecostal church, and I said, I confess the Christianity, Honorable Speaker, and I'm a devoted Christian, Honorable Speaker. I don't take from where I have not worked, Honorable Speaker. It is very wrong, Honorable Speaker, for a member, because you've seen, Honorable Speaker, the sabotage we've seen from the Honorable member.
Proceed,
Honorable Speaker. It is very wrong to be given a role to play as a leader of government business in the assembly.
Proceed,
and you will never support the business of that.
Honorable Kalunda, we are on a motion.
Honorable Speaker, that's what I want to say. I wanted to conclude by that so that I clear my name. I stand for the youth of this county, Honorable Speaker. And I have always stood with the youth, Honorable Speaker. In my own word, Honorable Speaker, where I come from, I give youths close to 10 million shillings every financial year. Now we are issuing 20 motorbikes next week, Honorable Speaker. So we have 5 million for youth sport, Honorable Speaker. Now he's telling people, because he has been sent by another politician to display me in bad light, that I don't support youth, Honorable Speaker. I will not accept that, because I have stood with the youth and I have never solicited any single coin from the youth, including this board member candidate, Honorable Speaker. And we will not allow that. Honorable Kisungi must return what he took. And I know that is where...
Honorable Kalunda, you're making allegations in a manner to impute improper motive against a member of this house. And standing orders are very clear that if you make allegations, you should substantiate. You can substantiate. Order.
No, just Honorable Speaker, I was called. Kizungi never called me. I was called in the morning by CEC.
Order.
To ask me to meet somebody along Mombasa Road. He called me. He never called me.
Order. Then Honorable.
And I called you, Speaker.
Order.
Immediately.
Order.
That is enough substantiation. I called you. I called Honorable Chama. I called Honorable Mama. I called everybody. Even the governor. I indicated to the governor what the Honorable member for has told me. I informed the governor that he has told me to meet somebody along the bus within 2 hours.
Not on record. Honorable Kalunda, order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Take your seat.
6 minutes. For 36 minutes.
Take your seat, Honorable. Take your seat, Honorable Kalunda. Honorable members, we have a motion before us. Honorable Kalunda, you've made allegations that you will have to produce documentation to substantiate your allegations that you made against another member of this house. And I will require you to do so in the subsequent sitting where the member will be present. Failure to do so, then you know what standing orders provides. Fair enough. Honorable members, I gather that every member has had an opportunity to speak. Those who wanted to speak, except one. Order, except one. Honorable Moki has been on the waiting list for about 40 minutes now. Proceed, Honorable Moki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first, I stand to support the motion. Number two, Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the process that brought us to this moment, Mr. Speaker. I am a member of the Committee on Devolution, Mr. Speaker, and I recall we vetted the panelists who interviewed these candidates who were brought to this assembly for verification to ascertain whether they suit to the work before them, Mr. Speaker. And the committee has brought the report, Mr. Speaker. They have accepted 2, rejected 2, and 1 withdrew, Mr. Speaker. That is a very good process, Mr. Speaker, and it shows a lot of transparency in the manner of how the committee. And Mr. Speaker, I must also congratulate you because you chair the committee, Mr. Speaker. But there are issues, Mr. Speaker. There are issues that have been raised by honorable members here, including the allegations from the honorable leader minority, and I respect him. And I know he belongs to the Church of Pentecost, Mr. Speaker. And even Dr. Balu, he is a Pentecost, Mr. Speaker. That church, Mr. Speaker, they don't accept things being done the wrong way. And also, Mr. Speaker, I belong to the same. And I'm doing theology. Masters in theology, Mr. Speaker. Masters in theology, Mr. Speaker, on the same business, Mr. Speaker. Where we don't accept bribes, we do things the right way, Mr. Speaker. But out of the contribution, Mr. Speaker, I have learned one thing in this house, Mr. Speaker, and it is, everybody can see. Mr. Speaker, a message is being sent to the Wiper Democratic Front, Mr. Speaker. I respect the principles of Wiper Democratic Front, Mr. Speaker, led by His Excellency, the 6th President of this Republic, Mr. Speaker. But in this assembly, Mr. Speaker, we are lacking those principles, Mr. Speaker. We cannot see them. Look, Mr. Speaker, the party is leaderless in this house. My side, Mr. Speaker, we have full house. 8 out of 13, Mr. Speaker. But we have only 8 out of 15, 16, 24. 8 out of 24. What the ratio, Mr. Speaker? What are they showing? A serious motion like this one. A document brought to this house by the Executive.
Restrict yourself to the motion, Honorable Moki.
So, Mr. Speaker, I support the motion, but I caution, Mr. Speaker.
Restrict yourself to the motion.
Yes, I caution, Mr. Speaker. I caution my fellow colleagues in the Democratic. I am the Secretary General, Mungani Party, and I know the principles of Mungano, the principles of Wiper Democratic. Mr. Speaker, the ideologies come together, Mr. Speaker, and that is what I'm protecting. We cannot get information of the leader minority. He was being called so that they can receive bribes, Mr. Speaker, to pass the Kijana.
Point of order.
I think, Mr. Speaker, everybody has heard.
Order.
And
fair enough, Honorable Moki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Fair enough.
Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Mtitwade.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I wanted to inform my senior Honorable Mwaniki, who is the Secretary General for Muungano, to concentrate on the basics on how you recruit more members for Muungano. Why should he be bothered with Wiper issues? And I am happy he has rushed to conclude the matter. So now the matter is rested. But once we are out of here, we'll have a discussion with him. He's my older brother. Thank you.
Mover of order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Order. I will. You are at the verge of Honorable Moki. You are the verge of getting out of order. Honorable members, I have a motion before this house, and what we require is a quorum to discuss the business. And we have quorum from members of the County Assembly who are seated here. can you execute business in that format and manner which the standing orders have provided you to do it? That is it. Mover of the motion.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I take this opportunity to thank you for the way you have contributed positively to this motion. Mr. Speaker, it is important to note that one of the recommendations from the committee was the governor to submit names for consideration by the county assembly, taking into consideration gender, youth, and regional balance. So, Mr. Speaker, we have no shortage of youth. Youth of Makueni are good. We have very sharp shooters, and we are looking for those sharp shooters to come and shoot at the County Public Service Board. The County Public Service Board is not an incubator. We are taking people there to champion the rights of the youth, to carry the youth agenda, to be there, to stand there and challenge the status quo and bring changes within the system that can value the youth. Mr. Speaker, and that's why the stability was coming in, because the candidate we are talking of did not have that energy, the vigor, and the punching power to do that. Mr. Speaker, and the Honorable House, I am happy and I'm requesting you to pass this motion as it is. Thank you very much.
Order, honorable members. And I'll put the question that this assembly adopt the report of committee on appointments on the approval hearing for the appointment to the positions of chairperson and members of the Makueni County Public Service Board, laid on the table of the assembly on 18th of November, year 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members have the following directions that, one, that the clerk to prepare the requisite documentation for conveyance to His Excellency the Governor, to implement the recommendations of the County Assembly. One, to appoint the two nominees that have been approved by the County Assembly. Two, pursuant to the provisions of County Government Act, Section 56, Section 58, and other relevant section, that His Excellency Governor processes and submits other nominees as recommended by the County Assembly. Honorable members, that marks the end of the business this afternoon, and this evening for that matter. And time now being 17 hours, the Assembly start and adjourn until tomorrow, Wednesday, 19th of November, year 2025 at 14:30 hours.